deserves Pepsi.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the Drive, baby!
The Drive Guys, Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles. It's drive time with the Drive Guys.
What a day. So much going on. I just read somewhere, and I think it probably is true, because I got like a B in meteorology in college, that some of the weird weather we're having now is actually caused by the heat wave in Western Europe. I don't know, but there's just things unsettled and happening all over. I've heard some people describe today as an historic day in Sacramento, and I think, Alan, we'll see about that, because I remember years and years and years and years and years ago, speaking of history, Greg Lukenbill, who owned the Kings, of course, he had a press conference at which he announced that Sacramento was going to make a run at an expansion team, and he was going to build the stadium there next to the arena, and they did get the foundation in there. And he said he had letters from major league teams that committed them to play exhibition games in the stadium. And then after that, the media went over and we played baseball in the lot that was going to become that stadium. And that was not historic. Nobody remembers it because it didn't happen despite the best efforts of Greg Lukenbill and others. So was today historic? I mean, I appreciate the optimism and the details of this plan that really shine. But, you know, it's a long ways to go, and we just have to wait and see whether it's historic or not.
Yeah, and that's the, I guess, weird thing about days like this, because it felt like something already happened, and then you talk to everybody, and the timeline is maybe 2030 or hopefully 2030 for the team to start playing. Mm-hmm. So, and I get it. Look, it's May. It feels like the year just started. We're already in May. So the years do fly by. Don't get me wrong. But there's so much that has to happen. So they're getting you riled up. I got caught up in it, Whitey.
I know you did.
I got caught up in it. What is it? Sacramento or whatever they were chanting.
It was
Sacramento. And they had it all rolling, a lot of kind of community leaders being there. And then you look up and then you realize, oh, yeah, Major League Baseball. I know Rob Manfred was on Pat McAfee, but Major League Baseball still has to officially announce what's going on. Then you have everybody kind of officially putting their bids in. And then there's a decision-making process. At some point, they're all going to need to get these investors. So you get excited and then you think, oh, yeah, a lot. You know what it felt like, Whitey? If you nail an interview and maybe
like a job interview?
Yeah, maybe somebody says something to you on the way out.
Or like an interview with Brett Siegel.
That too. We always nail those. We got to get Brett back on the show very soon. I got to text him. And you have all these people firing you up. You're leaving. Hey, I think you did a great job. The front desk person is, hey, I heard some of your interview. It was outstanding. And you feel really good. And then you realize, oh, wait, I was the first interview of the day. Right? There's 10 other people that they need to interview. That doesn't mean you're not going to get the job, but you got to pump your brakes a little bit.
A little bit.
Because I thought they were going to play next week. I was ready to go next week. They're talking about the river and $1.7 billion in revenue, all this, Whitey, and then you had to cool off a little bit and remember, all right, this is a great start, but it is just that, a start.
Yes, I got excited because I got there really early, and they were giving out hats with an S on them. And it's for Sacramento's pitch, and they were just black or navy blue with an S. But at first I thought, oh, is this the new logo?
The logo.
It's a little sparse, but it's cool. But, I got caught up in it a little bit, and I got caught up in it when, you see the greats, seriously, Doris Matsui is there.
Yeah.
And Dusty Baker is there. And D. Lee. And D. Lee says, Dusty not been to all the major league cities. Sacramento is a major league city.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He had that ready to go. Dusty, everybody was just, any word Dusty said, everybody was ready to listen. Like I said, all of the big wigs. There are a lot of suits there today, Whitey.
Alan thought Dusty waved to him, but he's not sure now.
Okay. So, look. I got to walk Dusty out to throw the first pitch against the River Cats.
Okay, so he probably did wave.
We had some type of rapport.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this person is listening right now, but who's standing in front of me was Tony Ray Harvey.
Right.
So it's Tony, and then I'm behind Tony. and we can both see Dusty. Dusty's sitting on the corner. Dusty waves. I look up. I think Dusty's waving at me. Then I see Tony Ray Harvey wave. I'm thinking, Whitey, I'm pretty sure he was not waving.
No harm, no foul.
I was just so juiced up. I'm like, this is the best day ever. It's Thursday, a huge announcement. I love the area of Drake's barn and the scenery.
Yeah.
And Dusty is waving to your boy. And then I realized, well, let me check off one of those because Dusty on a Thanos Thursday was not waving to your boy.
Thanos Thursday, I almost forgot. So the big question, of course, is, okay, that sounds great. I mean, really, not just that sounds great. Some of this sounds great, but it appears to be all about, all right, well, who's going to be the person that comes forward and assumes ownership? In some ways, the timing today was great because you got the Yankees coming in. In other ways, the timing was not so great because today we found out that Major League Baseball is, no shocker, but they are proposing a salary cap. And the last time they did that, that didn't go so well.
No.
So, again, that speaks to how long this is going to take. Because while in Utah, you've got the family of Larry Miller, and they're like, just tell us who to make the check out to, right? Here, we're waiting for somebody to say, oh, I like this, I want on board. But no one is going to do that when baseball is facing a potential labor calamity.
Well, I mean,
Not now. They're not going to do it now.
Well, I think that was the biggest thing is I was talking to, a lot of people today that were involved or that are involved in the Sacramento pitch. A lot of people are just wondering what's the timing on all this.
Yeah.
Right? When does the whale need to be added to the mix? What is the order of operations? And I don't think anybody truly knows.
Right.
First things first, Rob Manfred needs to just stop messing around and just announce it. Right? He knows he wants to do it before he retires, so he needs to just go ahead and announce it. Once that happens, then I think things will start to fall into place. But Whitey, maybe you're onto something. Maybe Manfred doesn't want to officially announce anything until the labor situation is handled. So hopefully we get through the labor situation in a perfect world. We don't miss any games at all. And then next season, as that's going on and baseball continuing to grow and grow and grow, Manfred officially announces, hey, we're opening up this expansion plan. So whoever wants in, put in your best bid.
You're right. Here's what the commissioner said last night. He was on McAfee. McAfee had all the commissioners on. Rob Manfred last night, quote, we try to think in 10-year segments. What should it look like? How can we make it better? I think that one of the things we've begun to think about is expansion. He's so coy.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of markets in the United States and North America, quite frankly, Canada and Mexico, that would like to add Major League Baseball. When people want your product, I think it's kind of incumbent on you to try to figure out a way if you can deliver that product to them. And he also said this, which confused me a little bit. Maybe you and Alan can help me understand this. Quote, the advantage of expansion is it opens up a whole lot of opportunities in terms of things like geographic realignment, which promotes rivalries, reduces travel. We have a tough season, 162 games in 186 days. That's, tough. And if you cut that travel down, it's great for the players. So is expansion one of those things that's out there? Well, wait a minute. If you expand, how do you cut travel, Alan? What?
Well, I think number one, that means that some of those teams that are being added are going to replace what certain games are happening now. So, for example, the Yankees, I know the Yankees might not be the best example because it's American League, unless they were to move in a direction where the Yankees just don't play the A's twice. Right? Maybe it's more set up to what the interleague is, and it's more so based on location. So the A's and the Dodgers, they play each other once. This year, they come to Sacramento. Last year, they were in LA, and that's about it. So, and they bunch those trips together. So at that point, that's a trip that the Yankees just aren't taking in general.
I think it may be an indication that Major League Baseball is something that they tried to pull off when C-League was the manager. They may get rid of the National League and the American League and just go regional and be more like the NBA, where we have Major League Baseball East and West.
Yeah. I don't know.
Non-traditional, but, if we get a team, I'm fine with it.
Where is that going to fall as it pertains to history, right? A lot of people, when you didn't want to shorten the season, well, that's going to affect records. That's going to affect this. That's going to affect that. Is it just because they would still have, we would assume, 162 games? Hey, it doesn't matter that nobody will ever beat Shohei's record of however many AL MVPs because the AL doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
And now Shohei or whoever will win Western Conference MVPs. Nobody will care about that?
I don't know. I do think that's what baseball would like to do, but there's a lot of things to get settled before they get anywhere near that. I want to thank Card Wellington. He's finally getting the show. Yesterday he talked about how this is one of the funniest shows. He said the funniest show. And I bristled at that because this show's not funny. This show's, about facts and
No,
sport.
that wasn't Steven. That wasn't Steven.
Wasn't it?
No, because the same person, Mac Nunn, he said it again. Funniest duo in sports to start the show.
Oh, okay. Because Card Wellington says, yeah, that would have been funny, but hey, today's show was all about business. It's like, yes. Right.
He's talking about Matt and Kayla.
Oh, is he? Wow.
He said this show's about to cook, and he's completely right.
All right.
Completely right.
Well, then I misinterpreted the whole thing.
It's okay.
That's on me.
It's okay.
Yes.
I got these drafts, Whitey, that I'm working on here. And you had the $1.2 billion that they said have been secured. That's the big, made everybody's eyes just kind of light up.
That's
in the
public and
audience.
private, but as it stands now, no one would have to vote on any of that public money.
That's right. So public and private. Then what I was fascinated by was the $1.7 billion in projected revenue. $1 billion would go to essentially the city of West Sacramento. $7.7 million would go to the greater district, schools, etc. So they already have not only, and I'm sure Salt Lake and all the cities do too, but not only do they have the private and public funding that they wanted to show, they also have projected revenue. And that's why I'm saying this thing, you left thinking, oh, they're going to play next month or next season. We will have the Sacramento Sandcastles. That's all going to happen next month. And then you remember, oh, actually, no, it's not. But a great start for the city of Sacramento. Again, I think that you hit the nail on the head as far as, there's some questions that still need to be answered, but all of these teams have questions that need to be answered.
All the questions that can be answered now are answered in impressive fashion.
Yes.
There's still a lot of boxes that have to be checked, some blanks that have to be filled in, but where it is right now is like, okay, that looks really good. And you know why I was really happy today, Alan? I got my mock-up.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. Well, it was
a little kind of like Van Gogh, like impressionistic. Where
right.
It's a little blurry, but I love it. But
they almost didn't want to do the futuristic look that I said they'd probably do. So even right there, they tried to do something different. And, Whitey, it's so funny because we will give Scott Perry kind of a hard time about the pillars, right? And he knows that. He's kind of played along with it at times.
Right.
And you can tell when somebody found something and immediately thought, oh, we're taking that to the bank over and over again. I wish I was a fly on the wall when Barry Broom, president and CEO of the Greater Sacramento Economic Council, found out that Sacramento was bigger than 7 current MLB markets. It must have been Christmas morning because you could tell he was ready to drop that. I think he dropped it about 5 different times between his presser, then on the show. You could tell when he got that, he thought, we are taking this to the bank.
You know what I'll bet his reaction was when he found that out? I bet it was, I knew it. I knew it. I knew that. And I tried to tell people, they wouldn't listen.
That's why we need to believe in ourselves.
Yeah.
We need to be dogs. We need to be dogs.
Dog mentality.
Dog mentality in the 916. You do deserve this, Sacramento. That was the big theme. You do deserve this. And obviously, we're going to get into plenty of this throughout the show, Whitey. But another conversation from the mayor was straight up, go to A's games. That's kind of how they ended that. Go to, and what can you do, Sacramento? I'm paraphrasing.
And then Alan was like, I'm going this weekend, Mr. Mayor. Alan, settle down. They're not asking for a show of hands.
I just want to let you know, if you want me to get up there and let you know where I'm sitting, I can do that as well. But they literally said that. And I don't know, Whitey, I'm curious your thoughts on it. I've always been of the mindset that I didn't want to put that on the city of Sacramento to spend your hard-earned money. I've always said, go if you want to go, right? Just enjoy it if you want to enjoy it. You want to see Nick Kurtz, you want to see Law Dog, you want to see any of these guys, go see it. You want to see Aaron Judge, you want to see any of those players, right? Go do it. You want to see Shohei, go do it. But I don't know, Whitey. It does, I don't want to say make me feel uncomfortable, but when you're talking about how someone should spend their money and the idea that it's going to help something, but there's no guarantee.
Well, it's not the first time he said that.
Yeah.
I will say that. He has said that, I think, on this station. And he said, if you want to help. He's not saying everyone out there needs to do this. He said, if you want to help, this is a way you can help.
Yep.
That's nice to know. I know that we're supposed to play wiffle ball against him at some point, and here he is talking, the mayor, talking today, and I'm looking at him, and all I'm thinking about is, instead of thinking about what he's saying, I'm thinking, man, that guy's got a big strike zone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw him. I'm gonna climb the ladder on him, Alex.
You have to.
Yeah.
Get in on his
slider
hands.
At the knees, slider at the hips, and then upstairs. Good night.
What do you think I didn't get to stand next to him proper, but he was a good, at least I don't want to shortchange him, so I'll probably go too tall here. He's a good 6'4",
It looked
6'5".
like it. I would guess so.
I mean, he could play wing. He'd be one of the taller players on the Kings now.
Yeah. And one of the things that Dusty said was really interesting to me. I kind of had not considered this. I've been in Sacramento a long time, and I appreciate Sacramento's baseball history, which, of course, goes way back before I was even here. My grandfather used to come here and play with the Seals, for crying out loud.
Was that in the 17th century?
They didn't have the Pacific Coast League in the 17th century, no. Good question, though. But Dusty pointed out that Kevin McClatchy was there, who used to, the McClatchy family owned the Bee, and then he owned the Pirates. And Dusty points out that Kevin McClatchy, I knew him when he was a kid, and he owned the Pirates, and he built that stadium. That's one of the most beautiful stadiums in baseball. I never thought of it as having a little bit of a Sacramento connection. It's like, oh, you're right, Dusty. That's cool. That is a gem of a ball yard.
Yeah, I mean, Dusty hit on a lot of different points. He brought up his son and the 916 tattoo.
Yeah.
And now it's time for him to get another one. His son is still in the system. I know he was on the Nationals, or he was drafted to the Nationals. So he hit on so many different points. They all did. I mean, they were buttoned up.
And Dusty did seem like he was just like, all right, let me just tell you how I'm feeling about all this, right?
Right.
It didn't seem like, yes, well, hi, as you know, I'm Dusty Baker. No, it was just like, hey, I love Sacramento.
Right.
Yeah.
And Derek Lee, the same thing. We've been to a lot of, we've been to every ballpark, and Sacramento definitely is one. And somewhere
He didn't
out
mention Carmichael Dave at all.
He did not.
Yeah, his little league mate.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
What, they ate somebody's PB&J or whatever it was. Something like that. Yeah, I thought that he might get a shout out there. And you have him bringing up the fact that they've been to 30 cities, right? Then you had my guy, Mr. Barry Broom, talking about, well, we're bigger than 7 of them right bleeping now. And it just left me thinking again, I don't know, Whitey. I don't know that Salt Lake can say that. I don't think it's 7. And I don't think Portland can say that either. So it comes down to two different worlds for me when Major League Baseball makes this decision. What flavor of ice cream do you want? Do you want something that is more familiar, that has a pretty big market, that will bring in visitors because they can still go to Tahoe and go to the city and go to San Francisco? Do you want something like that that's a bigger market? The negatives of that, obviously, well, we're giving, another team to Northern California, even though they're technically losing one, we're giving another team to Northern California, and cities like Portland and Salt Lake, they don't have anything an hour away. So those are the two options that Major League Baseball has. But the bottom line is, Whitey, if you're looking at that as Major League Baseball, how much do you care about Salt Lake? Doesn't it come down to how much money can they make? And if they feel like Sacramento, you can make more money out of Sacramento than Portland or Salt Lake, doesn't that matter a good bit on the pie chart?
Yeah, that's what they have to look at. As the commissioner said last night, we think in 10-year segments. All right, there obviously is a lot that goes into that, but you're looking at, well, what is this community going to do in 10 years, and what is Utah going to do? We're not privy to those numbers. We know that all the trends in Sacramento are trending up all that looks good, but we don't really have anything to compare that to. I will say this, there was 4 W's today. 3 of them were what, where, and why. These are questions like who, what, where, and why. What is the stadium? They've got the site for it. So where? They've got the site for it. They've got much of it paid for. Why? Because it's going to be the Bridge District. They're going to revitalize the Bridge District and reinvigorate the sense of pride in Sacramento. The who is the one we just don't know yet. Yeah. But it's not like, wow, they're really behind on that. It's just part of the process. And I actually think, Alan, I'd love your opinion on this. I think part of today was to show to whomever those potential whales, if you will, out there, whoever they are, it's like, this is what we're doing right now. We have our ducks in a row, and you might want to get on board with this. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this was for the city of Sacramento. A lot of this was for Major League Baseball. Right. But a lot of this was for those potential whales. And look, I thought about being a part of this. I thought about investing, but, I got the 2 kiddos, so it won't be me. We know that, but there are other names out there. You're going to think about it. I know you're going to think about it. I'm not officially. I'm not officially out, but unofficially, the diapers, there's a lot going on here. Right. So they are giving this information out and kind of presenting to multiple people, and if I'm a potential investor or a potential owner, I'm looking at this thinking, all right, you got people coming up from the Bay every single year. That number is crazy. You know what they are as far as a market. You know what they are as far as Northern California, and you're still not that far from other areas and the visibility and all that. So if I'm looking at that as a potential owner, I'm trying to figure out what the negatives are, to be honest with you. Good question here from Dwayne Baker. What happens if/when the Giants balk at Sacramento getting a team? That's a great question. It's a question that I was planning to ask today if they took questions, which they did not. Dwayne, we'll see. I'm not sure the Giants have much say in a team that's that far removed from their actual and legitimate territory. I'm sure they're not thrilled about it, but I don't know how much say they have in that. Look, the Giants need to look at this honestly the same way, and I keep comparing the Giants to the Kings. The Giants need to look at this the same way the Kings kind of looked at this season, much to my chagrin. Hey, we thought we were going to be better. We weren't, so at least we still ended up with a top 10 pick. Right? The Giants are looking at this, or how they should look at it. Hey, we thought we were going to be done with the team. At least a team isn't across the street. Yeah. Right? And it's starting fresh. I think as we mentioned, Whitey, if it were the A's and they flipped it and said Vegas is getting the expansion and Sacramento's getting the A's, I think that's infinitely worse for the Giants. Right? If you lose the A's and the A's still go to Vegas and then you get the Sacramento Sea Serpents instead, then you have a situation where that's actually better than what you there we said. Go. What about good, Sand Serpents? Now Kyle gets it. Then you have at least an opportunity to where, look, we're going to lose a lot of Sacramento fans. All right, that's fine, but that's all we're going to lose. If it were the A's, it would be much worse. So that's how the Giants have to look at it. Yeah, technically or legally, Dwayne, I don't know what they can do. And they have the trump card. Who was up there today? Giants great Dusty Baker. So when Dusty Baker says, look, I love the Giants, but when he was a junior in high school, he moved from SoCal Riverside to Sacramento. Yeah. And his son got a 916 tattoo, not a 510, not 415, not 925, okay? 916. So if you have that on your side and Dusty Baker, I don't necessarily know what else you're going to be able to do. I think one of the things baseball has to be looking at and will continue to look at closely if they consider, Sacramento's bid, is this notion that Sacramento will become part of a super region. You've heard this, right? Yes. This is one of the things that's been talked about. I think some of the Kings investments have been based on this notion that we're talking about not one big area, but Sacramento, San Francisco, a big Northern California super region, which should be big enough for 2 teams. And I don't think the Giants really need to worry about that. Right. I mean, but we'll see. Right. It's so early, but again, a lot of people excited about what Sacramento could
do and should do. So shout out to everybody that was involved today.
Mm-hmm.
Good
you
stuff.
had a good time.
Great
ready
time.
to go.
They had muffins at the end. I got a muffin.
I didn't get any muffins.
Yeah, I got a muffin. I didn't get a hat, though.
I got a hat, but I gave it away.
2?
Tony Ray Harvey. He goes to all these things.
You got a wave and
how
a
do
hat.
I have a hat and you don't have a hat?
Yep, a wave and a hat.
Yeah, so I gave him the hat, and we'll see where this all goes. And, as much as there's a lot of excitement today, there's going to be a long period of, nothing new. Nothing new.
Well, but today was the day. Today was the start.
Mm-hmm. And I know yesterday I was optimistic about the labor dispute, and I thought, yesterday the players said this is what we want. I figured the owners would say, yeah, we're good. But it didn't work out that way because the owners came back today with, did you see, Ellen, that they want a floor and a ceiling on salaries? They proposed a ceiling of $245.3 million on payroll. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's what the owners propose. Right now, the Dodgers are at $390. So, we got a lot of room to figure this out.
Right. That's a big gap.
Yeah, exactly.
A big gap.
Yeah. So, that might take a while, and that might slow things down, but nothing is derailing Sacramento on this one.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you can compare the support for a team that's a AAA team or Major League team that's on loan to a team that is going to be part of Sacramento's identity. That's what Kevin McClatchy said. He says it's a baseball town more than a basketball town. What do you think of that? Is this more of a baseball town than a basketball town? We're back with more on that. Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
The top young talent in the NBA is headed to Sacramento this summer for the 8th annual California Classic presented by Ticketmaster. The Kings will host the Milwaukee Bucks, Brooklyn Nets, and Golden State Warriors in a preseason showcase that's sure to bring more fireworks to your 4th of July weekend. 3-day general admission passes for July 4th, 5th, and 6th are available now. Visit kings.com/California Classic for details.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by CervantesForCongress.com.
Happy Thursday from the KCRA 3 Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Ophelia Young. Prepare for more scattered thunderstorms today with afternoon highs in the mid-60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The cost of healthcare is skyrocketing, and that stops now. Hey, I'm Pacey Cervantes, and when I'm in Congress, we're going to build the billionaires to make healthcare affordable for everyone and turn PG&E into a not-for-profit community energy provider. Go to CervantesForCongress.com to donate. Paid for by Cervantes for Congress.
Hi, I'm Adam Johnson here with Golf Fitness Solutions. If you want more distance, less pain, better mobility, and a body that holds up for 18 holes, come see us. We're expanding in Carmichael, and you're invited to our grand opening party on June 13th from noon to 4. Tour our new space, meet the team, try the simulator challenge, see if you can make a hole-in-one, and learn how golf-specific training, stretching, massage, and assessments can help your game. Call 916-802-5175 or visit us at golffitnesssolutions.com for more information.
Remember the days of real country music? Now you can get your favorite classic country every day on 105.1 HD3 The Ranch. Listen to The Ranch on the free KNCI app or anytime at 105.1 HD3.
It's time to celebrate everyone's favorite mascot. Join the Sacramento River Cats for Dinger's birthday on Sunday, June 7th at Sutter Health Park. Help us celebrate with baseball, smiles, and tons of family fun. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
In 1962, Big O Tires began a revolution in the tire industry. Now through June 14th, celebrate with our 64th anniversary sale. Buy 3, get 1 free on 4 select in-stock Big O branded tires with installation purchase. You'll also get our industry-leading ProTech Plus warranty, free. Year after year, we turn big problems into no problem at all. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
With so many newsletters, blogs, podcasts, and such about the game of golf, I appreciate the listen here at Golf to Go. But here's one I look forward to in my inbox. It's called Power Fades and written by a fellow New Englander named Jim McCabe. He covered the game for the Boston Globe for 23 years, going on to cover the PGA Tour for Golf Week magazine, followed by a position with the PGA Tour as Senior Manager of Communications. Since 2021, he has self-published his digital golf newsletter called Power Fades. McCabe says he has a passion for playing golf that is surpassed only by his passion for writing about people who have a passion for playing golf. I open his newsletter with a smile on my face, knowing I'll encounter another's highs and sometimes lows as McCabe writes with great sentiment about regular people's regular lives and their place in the game. And his front 9 musings add humorous reflections to this tidy package. Visit powerfades.com now and thank me later. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
It's time for your Sactown Scouting Report, breaking down the top prospects for the Sacramento Kings ahead of the 2026 NBA Draft.
The first round big board.
My first big board of the year, specifically with a Kings focus. Who should they strongly consider at pick number 7? Who would be lucky if they fell to them? Is there anyone they should trade up for? Taking a look at the top players that the Sacramento Kings could land on draft night.
Read the entire breakdown from Brendan Nunez right now at SactownSports.com. Presented by Power Business Technology. Copiers and printers for all your office needs. The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
Yeah, we're still basking in the afterglow of the official announcement today from the Sacramento pitch. Sacramento officially entering the fray for a Major League Baseball expansion team, even though baseball hasn't officially announced yet that they're expanding. But it's kind of it's known that that's what they're doing, Alan. A poorly kept secret, I should say.
Well, I mean, I don't even think he's trying to keep the secret, right?
Right. Oh, we're thinking about expanding.
Right. He just wants people to continue to talk about it a little bit, especially with the possible lockout, to try to keep that momentum going in a positive direction.
Yeah. So it's interesting today, and I know Alan mentioned it already, towards the conclusion of the presentation, the mayor mentioned, hey, if you want to help, go out to games. If you went to no games last year, go to one this year. If you went to one game, go to 5. And I mentioned that because Card Wellington weighs in here and says David Sampson was talking about how going to games would not help our efforts. He said that on this show, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but that's what the mayor is asking people to do. And it tells me that even though attendance is up this year, I think my interpretation of this is that Sacramento officials feel like, yeah, we could do better with the attendance, and we need to keep increasing.
Yeah, I think the tough part is, let's just say, and I think what David Sampson meant was more so if Sacramento doesn't get chosen and Salt Lake gets chosen, with everything that we've talked about, both cities having their ducks in a row, both cities having a really good plan, I wouldn't want anybody to feel as if it's Sacramento's fault that it didn't happen. Man, if I had just used my paycheck to put money in John Fisher's pocket more, maybe we'd have a team. Like it's on the fault, or it's the fault of the city. That's what I don't feel comfortable with.
Yeah, I do think the whole idea of Sacramento getting a team and then being able to show Major League Baseball what you can do, it potentially could cut both ways. And now it looks like attendance is on the rise and things are headed in the right direction and people are happy with all the sellouts. But let's say, that this year people still weren't going. That'd be hard to sell to Major League Baseball that, people aren't going, but that's because they don't like the owner,
Yeah.
Yeah. So it could hurt you. I don't know how much it helps, but it could hurt you if you didn't have people coming out to the games.
Well, the other part of it, too, is, we should get out there one of these days, Whitey, and just kind of poll people, because are more fans coming to the game this season because of the Sacramento possibly getting an expansion team thing, or are they just coming out more because Sacramento or the A's put Sacramento on the jersey, or are they just coming out more because the A's are watchable and they're not terrible?
Is it because what this is all really about, which is it's cheaper, money.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's a business as much as we get carried away with the love of baseball and let's be dogs and let's wish this magical thing into existence. I love all that nonsense about baseball as much as anybody, but this is about business and money.
Yeah. And I would go, I know they've dropped already, but kind of goes hand in hand. I know towards the end of the season last year, there was, I guess, an uptick, right? And when things looked ugly early, that was because a lot of people had bought season tickets. They thought they were going to make a ton of money. That ended up not being the case. And then you saw a lot of season ticket holders lose money because they thought they were going to get these tickets at a premium. They tried to resell them, and they didn't. So I would say, look, you can go to the A's, and I know those ticket prices are dropping lower, but you ain't paying rent. And I know it's a business, but to put that on the city, well, I need to be looking out there, and I know they're good this season, but I need to see some $10 tickets. I know they're dropping, but I need to see some $10 tickets.
You ain't
help
gonna see
me,
them
help
this weekend,
you.
Alan.
Not this
As
weekend.
You well, no.
Not this weekend.
Nor should you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kevin McClatchy said, quote, "It's a great baseball town. I probably would even say a better baseball town than a basketball town," end quote. Obviously, he was in baseball. But I think that's an interesting question. I'm not even sure exactly how you answer it, but is Sacramento a better baseball town than a basketball town? It's got a rich, rich baseball history. But the Sacramento Kings have put this city in some ways, on the map.
Right. I'm not sure. But here's the thing. Before we go in either direction, wouldn't you say that just based on baseball being America's pastime? Couldn't you say that about a lot of cities? Right? Before anybody gets up in arms, if you say yes, it's more of a baseball city than a basketball season, couldn't you say that about a bunch of cities?
Maybe, but I would think that there's a lot of people around the country who, when you hear Sacramento, it's one of, if not the first thing you think of is, the Kings, NBA.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But that is just something that they're pulling out, and it's true, but that is just something that they're pulling out because of the history. I don't think anybody views it like that. That's more of a marketing scheme to use and say, these were our roots, so obviously we can return to our roots at whatever time. But no, I mean, they could get a team tomorrow. They could probably win a World Series in 10 years, and I think then we'd start the conversation of, this is back to being a baseball city. And that's also assuming that the Kings continue to do absolutely nothing.
I think to your point, you could say that about a lot of cities because just about all cities that were involved in sports used to be baseball cities because baseball was king.
Exactly.
And it ain't that anymore. It's not even close.
Right. So I don't think it's incorrect historically, but you could say that about you probably could say that about Salt Lake. I'm sure they had some old team back in there before the Jazz, right? Mm-hmm. You could say that about a lot of cities.
Mm-hmm. We have from Vincent Ramirez, this is 100% more a baseball town.
How?
Benny says, if we got an NBA team and an MLB team both at the same time in 1985, Sacramento would be a baseball town. Interesting theories.
Right, but they didn't. What are we talking about? Are we talking about historically or now?
I think we're talking about now. Historically isn't really relevant.
Okay.
Is it still a big baseball town, and is that relevant to these efforts to bring in an expansion team? Do people care that much still about baseball around here that we deserve and will support a team? It's a thing that your friend Carmichael Dave says all the time. He said it today. He's talking about, can Sacramento, can we have 25,000 people out there every day for Major League Baseball? Well, nobody does that. Very few teams have that.
Nobody.
It's on the weekends you have bigger crowds. Like the Marlins don't have 25,000 a night, but that's the big question. That's what it'll come down to when baseball looks at all of this. And there are all the things that we want baseball to look at that we love about the city. And they're like, what are the financials,
Yeah. And I think Sacramento is in a good position in part because the A's and Giants were here. Because if I'm looking at Salt Lake, and I know we keep bringing up Salt Lake, but if I'm looking at Salt Lake and Portland, I would say, all right, everybody's saying they were a baseball town, right? Everybody was saying they were a baseball town. But when you look at Sacramento, they had a team that was an hour away, right? They had two teams that were over an hour away, and they supported them. This is kind of known as a Giants town or a Giants city, but a lot of A's fans too. So because of that, you do have, I guess, an example of, this city has been a fan or been fans of the two teams that were already here. So you do have quite the example, before you even get to the fact that the A's are playing in Sacramento right now, that there was an appetite, so much so that they were willing to drive nearly 2 hours, sometimes over 2 hours, to watch their teams play. So I do think that's the difference between other cities saying this is historically Portland or wherever was historically a baseball town, and Sacramento, because Sacramento, basically the fact that the Giants aren't happy about this happening helps the argument that it is a baseball city.
I really would like to know more about that, how they feel about it. And maybe it's just in their best interest right now to not even acknowledge it.
Yeah, it's so early.
Unless and until it becomes more of a possibility. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm sure they won't be doing somersaults, but I don't know if baseball's going to really care what they think. We got rid of the Oakland A's for you. What more do you want?
Yeah. I mean, hey, are you really in a position to complain, Giants? Really? Now, maybe we thought we were going to be done with any team in Northern California. Well, that was supposed to be the case, but Sacramento had their ducks in a row, and they got Dusty Baker now.
That was going to be my question today, Alan, if we had any questions.
That would have been a spicy one.
Not necessarily. It's a fair question.
Well, I don't think they would have answered it with a spicy response. I think they would have just said, well, we're not really sure, and we don't care.
Maybe I should call Tony Vitello and ask him.
You should.
We got a spicy answer. When we come back, what OKC will try to do tonight that, no team has done in 7 years. Next on Sactown Sports.
The top young talent in the NBA is headed to Sacramento this summer for the 8th annual California Classic presented by Ticketmaster. The Kings will host the Milwaukee Bucks, Brooklyn Nets, and Golden State Warriors in a preseason showcase that's sure to bring more fireworks to your 4th of July weekend. 3-day general admission passes for July 4th, 5th, and 6th are available now. Visit kings.com/California Classic for details.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss. May is here, and so is your excuse to hit the ballpark. The green and gold are bringing the energy all month long with fan-favorite bobbleheads, can't miss post-game fireworks, and a ballpark atmosphere you don't want to miss. Turn up for Sacramento Saturdays and bring the whole crew out for Stompin' Sundays, packed with kid-friendly fun, giveaways, and the opportunity for kids 14 and under to run the bases after the game. Enjoy big swings and bigger moments all May long in West Sacramento. Lock in your seats now at athletics.com/tickets.
No way. Gas prices shot up again.
I know, but I got us covered.
So generous. What's your deal?
What's my deal? I went to Metro and saved. Got 4 lines for just $25 each and 4 free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G phones, and all on the T-Mobile network.
Ah, how about we go to Metro today?
Get that more for your money feeling. Visit your Metro by T-Mobile store. Just bring your numbers. Not available if you've been with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Ready for a new truck? Folsom Chevy is truck country. From the mountains to the levee, think Folsom Chevy at the Folsom Auto Mall along Highway 50 between the Hazel and Folsom exits. Or go to folsomchevy.com.
Don't miss out on the biggest action sports event happening in Sacramento this June. Tickets are now live for MoonPay X Games Sacramento 2026. See nearly 100 of the world's best skate, BMX, and Moto X athletes compete at Cal Expo June 26th through 28th. Music performances featuring electronic music icon Cascade on Friday, June 26th, and Grammy-winning producer and artist Mustard, and music producer DJ Subtronics on Saturday, June 27th. Score your tickets today at xgames.com.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
We have an update on some of the Major League Baseball expansion news here. The great Chris Biederman, a wonderful guy and a very good reporter, he had this today, about an hour ago in the Bee. When we talk about a potential whale and a big name owner investor in Sacramento's baseball efforts, one of the names that invariably comes up is, well, what about Joe Lacob? But we have this from Chris Biederman today. One prominent name that has been linked to Sacramento, Joe Lacob. He was approached by Sacramento officials and declined to be part of their expansion campaign, according to 3 people with knowledge of the situation, but who were not authorized to comment. Lacob was involved. He was one of the bidders for the San Diego Padres, and so I know it just seemed natural to assume, especially because there'd also been rumors about him. Hey, maybe he'd try to buy the A's. Maybe he's going to try to buy the Angels. But Lacob, those 3 people said, would prefer to buy a pre-existing team, while expansion, which is likely years away, would not meet his timeline. So that's Chris Biederman today. This afternoon in the Sacramento Bee.
His timeline for what exactly? For wanting to purchase?
Key to the Sacramento campaign success will be finding a primary investor. It's not really spelled out there. It's a good question.
Because whose timeline? There's only the MLB's
his timeline, which is, I think, if I am reading this correctly, what he's saying is, I want to do something before this is even going to be done. It's going to be years and years and years before you even have a team. I want to buy a team before that.
Right.
I believe that's what he's saying.
He feels like within the next couple of years, there'll be another opportunity for him to put in for a baseball team out there.
Yeah.
Instead of starting from scratch.
Now, I don't mean to put words in anybody's mouth here, but I would think that it's also possible that he could revisit that. He could change his mind if he's not able. I'm not saying, oh, don't worry, he will. I'm just saying, looking at that, I mean, if he says, I don't want to get involved now, it doesn't mean he won't necessarily at some point want to get involved. But a little disappointing. I know a lot of people had been thinking maybe he'd be the guy, and I thought there was a good shot at that.
Well, the other part of it, too, is, I mean, I don't know how much he cares if the Giants aren't happy with him, but being who he is with the Warriors, maybe he feels it's a little too close to home. San Diego's one thing, separate situation, but if I'm caught, I mean, look, there are some people out there, not to say it'll happen, but there's some people out there, a lot of fans right now that want the Giants to sell, right? Now, I'm not saying that'll happen, and they probably won't, but the idea of hitching his wagon to a Sacramento project, he probably just wants to stay in the Giants' good graces. I would say that. I'm not saying that's the main reason he didn't want to be a part of it, but, him purchasing a team that has nothing to do with the Giants might be a little bit cleaner for him. And to take that chance to put your name out there, I think to your point, Whitey, to put your name out there right now and possibly annoy some people that he has to see, right, in the same circles, and you don't even know how close Sacramento is to getting a team.
Right.
Why do that?
Yeah.
Maybe if it gets a little closer, hey, this business.
Yeah, the San Diego thing just closed, and this is going to be up in the air for many, many years.
Right.
Sacramento deserves a team. Is it going to get a team? Oh, stay tuned.
Yeah.
We'll let you know in 2029,
right.
maybe?
Even if they do, it will take a while.
And if you get the team in 2029, you got to build the stadium, and then the team hits the field in, 2033, Alan? Something like that?
I think they're hoping before that. I think everybody's hoping before that. That doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. Yeah.
How long before they win their division? I'm sorry.
I mean, it might happen before the Giants.
Sacramento fighting salmon.
Yeah. You're close. You're close.
I know I don't have snakes or sand in there.
So I'm out on that. I'm out on that. But there's a lot to process here. And it's almost funny, Whitey, where you don't want to spend so much time. It feels like how I approach the first quarter of a basketball game. I'm going to watch, but ultimately I'm going to pay a lot more attention in the third quarter and the fourth quarter. And we're about 3 minutes into the first quarter.
I don't even know if the game started.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
We're still in warm-up.
Right. So, it's a great day for Sacramento. They had it all. They had everything set up.
Yeah.
But it's just a first step in a very long process.
Senior softball in the chat says, Salt Lake City has some stuff going against it. The A's moving to Vegas, smaller market than Sac, and already have 2 pro teams, and that could hurt them. Not a great baseball town. Oh, they got the money.
Well, yeah, and I don't really know why 2 pro teams would hurt them. I guess Major League Baseball, well, you already have people split there.
Wasn't that what your buddy Barry Bloom said today? Seriously. Didn't he talk about how, if you have a smaller area like Salt Lake City, they already have 2 teams, and you have a third team in there, there's more competition for the dollars of each of those fans.
Yeah. I don't know how you view hockey or how hockey is viewed. Football and basketball, a little bit different. I'm not disrespecting the NHL. I don't know if it would be viewed like that. I have no clue. I could hear it if it was NBA and NFL, though.
Speaking of the NBA tonight, Alan, the Oklahoma City Thunder will try to get back to the NBA Finals. It has been 7 years since a team reached consecutive NBA Finals. How about that? The Warriors were the last team to do that. They did it actually 2015 through 2019. 7 years since a team even reached the finals in back-to-back years. We are witnessing the birth of the NBA's next great rivalry, and how hot it gets depends to a large degree on what exactly happens and how it happens tonight.
I mean, if it ends tonight, I don't think so, but there's no way Spurs Thunder didn't live up to. With that first game, we thought, we got a historic matchup here. It wouldn't have lived up to it, huh? Somehow, some way, Whitey, it could go 7, and I don't know if it would still live up to it. It would need a really good Game 6 and then a really good Game 7, both of them. Because it was just, after that first game, you thought, this is some high-level basketball.
Yes.
I'm still not convinced the Knicks are completely done. I'm not.
You mean the Spurs?
Whoever comes out of the West, the Knicks don't waste their time. I think we saw both teams become a little bit more human. I think the Thunder are less human than the Spurs. But, yeah, I think it was so good, there was nowhere for it to go but drop a little bit. Still a great series, though.
Your guy's kind of on the spot tonight. I know people get mad when we talk about him. Wemby's on the spot tonight, and your guy's on the spot tonight again.
D-Train.
Yeah.
Look, Matt is still avoiding all the De'Aaron Fox talk. I don't know I'm sure he squeezed some in today, but with the announcement and everything going on, he maybe was able to avoid it. Then he's not in tomorrow. Which how about that, Whitey? How about that? Something tells me
that's shrewd scheduling on his part.
Yeah. Yeah, unless De'Aaron goes off for a 40 burger tonight. I wouldn't bet on that.
Yeah, then he'll come in. I'm off today, but I came in for the crosstalk.
I just wanted to call in real quick.
I wanted to talk to Alan.
Yep, just call in real quick.
Also today, the Board of Governors, the BOG, they voted overwhelmingly to change the league's draft lottery format. So the 3-2-1 lottery has been approved. It's official. The vote was 29-1 with the Memphis Grizzlies voting against. Good for them.
Good for them. Stand for something.
Yeah, and
fall for anything.
Obviously it's a bad deal for them because the trade they made, they don't get as much back as they thought they were getting because the draft picks aren't worth what they were worth when they made that deal.
Right. I saw somebody else say, I'm not moving any pieces, any draft assets past 2029 because this whole thing might get flipped again. So we're just going to hold on to them and just see.
I'm not crazy about it, Alan. And this story at ESPN by Shams, actually it's by Tim Bontemps, also mentions the possibility down the road of the draft credit system. And so people continuing writing about that, which means it's still something the NBA is looking at.
They just can't get out of their own way. I kind of want it to happen just for how ridiculous it would be.
It's pretty ridiculous as it is. Tonight, you think the Spurs find a way to force that Game 7?
You know, I think it was yesterday I said yes. I'm really torn on this one. I'm still leaning towards yes. And it's more so because you have, if A.J. Mitchell out again, Jalen Williams, even when he plays, he can't really last a whole game right now. So it feels like the Spurs have one more juice left in them.
I believe your boy Wemby, by the way. Well, you got a lot of guys on that team you like, don't you?
I certainly do.
I don't think he was fined. I think he was warned by the NBA.
Yeah, warning.
Not to skip another post-game session. That is a mandatory fine.
No.
Is that $25,000, whatever it is?
First-time offender. Give him a break.
I don't care.
Give him a break.
That's a finable offense.
Give him a break.
Why? He doesn't need it.
He's 22. He's 22.
When we come back, if you're Salt Lake City or you're Portland, anything about the Sacramento pitch today that scares you? Next on Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is Adam Johnson, owner of Golf Fitness Solutions. Exercise and golf have been two important activities in my life. I opened Golf Fitness Solutions in 2013 to help my fellow golf enthusiasts improve their posture, relieve their pain, gain strength and endurance, and most importantly, hit the ball farther. From beginners to professionals, I've had success working with all ages and all skill levels, and I can help you too. Located in Carmichael, call us at 916-802-5175 or go to golffitnesssolutions.com.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older and you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
There's the hard way to buy a car, and then there's the Hoblet way. Transparent prices, fast paperwork, and a team that's there to help, not hover. We've spent 77 years refining this process so you can get in, get out, and get driving with zero drama. Car buying doesn't have to be stressful. At least, not when you do it the Hoblet way. Experience the difference at HobletDodge.com. The easy way to buy.
It's Big O Tire's anniversary sales event. Now through June 14th, buy 3 tires, get 1 free on 4 select in-stock Big O brand tires with installation purchase. Plus, you'll also get our industry-leading ProTech Plus warranty for free. Disposal fees extra, not good with other offers. See Big O dealer for pricing.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Buying golf gear is easy. Buying the right golf gear, well, that's different. At Hagen Oaks, they don't just sell equipment, they fit your entire game. With TrackMan technology in the Player Performance Studio, your clubs are matched to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Fitting helps you find the golf ball that performs best for you. Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio dials in your stroke, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds correct shoe size for your feet. It's a smarter way to play better golf. Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Alan and I were out there at the Sacramento pitch today. The official announcement that Sacramento's in the running for a Major League Baseball expansion team. And it's been interesting, hasn't it, Alan, to gauge the reactions of fans, as you said, and as I've become aware, the people that are involved in the effort are very optimistic, very positive about the whole thing. As far as fans, some fans are excited, but then you have, for example, Holistic Fields 90 in the chat. I'd love to have pro baseball team here, but it won't happen. You know, and you see that on social media. There's a lot of people that feel like that'd be great, but there's just no way.
Why you sound like Eeyore?
Well, that's kind of an Eeyore approach, isn't it? And I'm no disrespect. You may be right, but we're not going to get a team.
Maybe that's just a safer approach, honestly. Maybe it's just a safer approach. And I wonder if a lot of Sacramentans would feel this way if it weren't for the MLS thing that happened. And a lot of people feeling as if, look, we thought it was a done deal. We thought we were getting this team. We thought it was, it was going to happen, and then it didn't. So I'm not trying to get burned again. How's that saying go? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And I think a lot of people feel like that.
Kimberly says, if we get an MLB team, I still think they should be called the Sacramento Allergies. What do you think, Alan? Alan would go for that, Kimberly, if it's like the sand allergies.
Yeah, I like that. The dust bunnies. The dust bunnies. Something with the pollen, the sand pollen.
Mm-hmm.
Something with the trees, though. I mean, no one's brought up anything with the trees. It's a city of trees.
Right.
No one's brought up anything
Tree is
about the trees.
a tough one to name a team after.
Well, Sanford did it.
They tried. It didn't quite pull it off.
Oakland did it back in the day with the Oakland Oaks.
I've seen Sacramento Oaks, too. I've seen that one,
You played for the Palo Alto Oaks, didn't you?
Yeah, a lot of Oaks. Yeah, a lot of Oaks. The Sacramento Redwoods.
That was a UFL team. There was actually a team, Denny Green coached them. Then that team became the Sacramento Mountain Lions.
See, and this is why Sacramento, it's a lot of growth and it's all great and we love it.
Mm-hmm.
But after this, you got to chill out a bit because you're running out of names. You're going to have to double dip on some of these names because you've had so many random teams. What you got, Whitey? What is it, the indoor soccer or volleyball that's coming?
Yeah,
something
supposedly.
like that. Now you got to think of a name for them. It's like when you retire numbers and now the Yankees or whoever or the Celtics are running out of numbers.
That, I think, has already happened with car models, and I'm not going to get into any because I don't want to upset any sponsors or anything. But, they used to have, like, classic names for cars, and now it's like, you can't call a car that.
Yeah.
They've run out of names.
There's no more
all the
names.
guns are used up.
Right. There's no more names.
Mm-hmm. We have from YLCP. Whitey, what are your thoughts on trading down from number 7 and in the process shed some salary cap? The players possibly available at our prime position gives us options because teams would love to trade up.
Turn down for what?
Trade down for what? Alan is the big trade down guy.
Yeah.
I just think some of those, and I don't know exactly what your scenario is, but some of those scenarios about, hey, who says no to the Kings trading all the guys they don't want away and getting a really good pick? Who says no to that? Well, the other team does.
Yeah, trading down from 7 and in the process shed some salary cap. So you're trading down but saying, hey, take 7 but take Zach.
Yeah.
Right? I just wouldn't.
Those things don't pencil out to me.
Yeah,
they just don't make sense. I don't know why someone else would do them.
Right. Because you could just get 7 by itself. Right? If I'm OKC, and obviously OKC wouldn't do it, but if I'm the Hornets, right? You have 7. If you want 2 picks in this draft, I don't need to take Zach LaVine.
Plus, I just think Zach LaVine right now to other NBA teams has almost like zero value right now. I know he's done something. I'm not denigrating him personally, but as a basketball asset right now, I think other teams would look at that and go, yeah, that's no.
I don't think
thanks.
Yeah, I don't think the idea is completely crazy. It's just tough because let's have the conversation about Domantas Sabonis, and then you would feel as if, dang, after all that, losing Tyrese Halliburton and everything that came with that for one playoff run, and we ended up having to move Domantas Sabonis to move down in the draft? Heck no. I just don't think there's anybody that you'd feel good about doing it, and because a lot of people don't want to trade down anyway.
Daniel Gonzalez says, I'm all for a trade down if Acuff's not involved.
That's how
I think he means if you can't get Acuff.
Yes, if Acuff isn't involved. I mean, there's that. And a lot of people like Keaton Wagler. I don't know. I've kind of cooled off on the trade down conversation simply because, you take, maybe it's just better to take one big swing. And if you get it wrong, it is what it is. But maybe it's just better to take one big swing. I'm not opposed to trading down. We got to relook, and we're going to take a look at everything now that the deadline passed for players to withdraw their names from the NBA draft.
Right.
But I just think my fear of the trade down is 7 ends up being a dude. And if you're the Kings, you just can't have another L. You can't let Michael Brown at 7 be a stud. And I was watching a lot of Michael Brown tape last night, Whitey. He's the one. I know he's a little bigger, but that's Dame to me, not Acuff. I know Acuff has the same kind of measurements, but Michael Brown, he plays like Dame to me. Doesn't Sky walk like Dame, but he plays like Dame to me. But any of these guys at 7, you just can't afford another L on your resume if you're the Kings, and that's what could happen. Nobody's going to be mad at you for keeping 7 and OKC hits or the Hornets hit on 14 and 17.
Yeah, we got a lot more to come today, and of course, all the way up to the actual draft here with the Drive Guys and Sactown Sports. But right now, turn our attention back to the big press conference today, the Sacramento pitch. Thank you to Seniors Softball Games for asking if, I don't know if you've seen this, Alan, Senior Softball Game asking, hey, did you see Michelle Dapper's tweet? I saw Michelle Dapper today. She was out there, of course, with Sean Cunningham. And Michelle Dapper, 10 minutes ago on X, multiple sources confirm the phones have been ringing nonstop since the MLB expansion bid announcement in West Sac, with investors wanting to visit as soon as next Tuesday.
Wow.
What?
Ringing incessantly.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's happening.
Chris Biederman reporting in the B, great reporting, that Sacramento had approached Joe Lacob about getting involved, and Joe Lacob had said, doesn't fit my timeline. But now Michelle Dapper says, investors are calling up. Hey, how do I get involved?
Yeah, we got other investors.
Mm-hmm.
We got other
Of course, investors can mean a lot.
Exactly. That could mean we want to be a part of the funding.
Yeah.
Right? Versus I want to be the Joe Lacob of this team.
Right.
But it's all good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All good stuff.
Yeah. If you were Portland or you were Salt Lake City, you were involved in their efforts to land a baseball team, Alan. What do you think that they might have heard today out of Sacramento that might make them, whether they'd admit it or not, a little anxious?
If they heard my guy Broom, just go home.
The Broominator.
The Broominator came through, and I didn't know. Did we know that Sacramento was already bigger than 7 of the current markets? Man, $1.2 billion. I know Utah's probably saying that's easy money for us. But if you're Portland or whoever, man, yeah, the media market, and yeah, they are still kind of connected to the Bay enough that an investor or a whale would see a lot of value there.
Isn't Salt Lake City just too small? And I haven't studied their demographics. Mm-hmm. And I know we work for a company that's owned by interests in Utah. And I'm not denigrating anybody, but that's one of the things when I look at this, it's like, I guess I need to do a little more research, but isn't Salt Lake City just too small to have a Major League Baseball team?
Yeah. When you think about it, right, just off the top of your head, it's not a city that you hear a lot of people saying, oh, we're going to go, party in Utah or whatever the case is, or party in Salt Lake. I think the reality is, Whitey, the game has changed. And when you learn that Sacramento is bigger than 7 current markets, their first thought is, well, why did those markets get those teams at that time? Well, the game has changed. When Major League Baseball was first being built and growing, they wanted to, as best as possible, evenly distribute teams to different areas, okay? But that's not the case. Let's look at college and how they're trying to expand to 87 teams in college basketball, March Madness, and 24 teams in college football. I think it's more like 16 or 24, whatever it is now. Mm-hmm. But where that thing has gone, you have people saying, oh, man, this will never work with Stanford joining the Big Ten, or the logistics of Cal and UCLA. They're joining the ACC. This doesn't make any sense, right? But the money made sense and the dollars made sense. So if you're looking at that from the baseball standpoint, maybe baseball says this isn't the 70s. This isn't the 60s. We don't have to give Utah a team just because they don't have a team. If it doesn't, that's right. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't make sense to us financially. And that's why I think should scare Utah. This isn't back in the day where, hey, you get a team because you don't have one. We don't know how baseball is thinking, but based on how the rest of the NBA, the sports landscape is thinking. The NBA, we know people in Seattle deserve a team. And yeah, we know Vegas is a moneymaker. So they're getting a team. There's probably some random team or some random city on the East Coast that they could have given a team to, but they're not going to do that because it makes more sense, even though logistically it might be different, to say, hey, Seattle makes sense and Vegas makes sense. We don't have to do things based on geography, and that's what would scare me, because that's, in my opinion, besides the investment portion, that's the biggest winner that Salt Lake has. We have the money, and you're building a new region. But if you think, Whitey, well, adding on to this region actually makes more sense for us financially than creating a new, smaller region.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I think David Sampson's comment about attendance doesn't really matter. To me, what he's saying is that it's kind of old school thinking, like, well, how many people go to the games? Teams don't rely on attendance as much as they used to.
Yeah.
With TV monies, and especially when you're talking about an expansion team years down the road, how many people are going to a game now or not doesn't necessarily indicate how large a region is going to be by the time you put a team there.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I would think Portland and maybe it's wishful thinking. To me, the more I read about it and follow it, I start to think, I think Sacramento has the wherewithal to get up there with Salt Lake City among contenders. I don't know about Portland, may slide to third, but I think those cities, Salt Lake City and Portland, have to look at Sacramento and say, man, they've got a site. They've got a lot of the funding already figured out. At least they say they do. They've got a fan base there. They have an NBA team. It's a really nice site too, and they've got the plans for the Bridge District and the redeveloping of all of that. It's not a fly-by-night plan. It's a very solid plan that I think the other communities have to look at and go, okay, they got something there. They do. It's Sacramento, and people make fun of Sacramento, so we wouldn't admit it, but they got something going on right now baseball-wise.
Yeah. I think the renderings and all of the kind of sketches that we saw, I think that's the biggest thing and why Doco has been such a hit, because it's not just Doco, right? Or excuse me, it's not just the Golden One Center. It's all of Doco. It's the areas around Doco.
Why do people keep saying, do you mean West Sacramento? What is that?
I don't know.
I know it's in West Sacramento and Sacramento. I mean, it's a joint effort. I realize we're talking about a ballpark in West Sacramento.
When we went there, and we were there, it's called the Sacramento Pitch, okay?
Yeah, and West Sacramento is a huge part of it. You don't have it without West Sacramento.
And we get it.
Yeah.
It's going to be technically in West Sacramento.
Yeah,
we understand that. Do you need us to say West Sacramento every time? We get it. We did the same thing when, the Sacramento A's. Well, the West Sacramento A's. Are you mad that it says Sacramento on their jersey and not West Sacramento? You don't need to tell us the same thing. Please stop it.
Yeah, we know that.
I don't. Who says we? I don't understand where they believe the confusion is. That's what I'm not getting. It's called the Sacramento Pitch. Don't get mad at us. I spoke with those that were in charge of this whole movement today. They were hired by Mr. Broom. I spoke with them today. Listeners of the show, shout out.
Here's the one thing I'll personally say about it. It's not like trying to pitch us like how San Francisco plays in Santa Clara. That's 45 miles away.
Yes.
West Sacramento, where the West Sacramento site is, in comparison to Sacramento, is literally walking distance.
Literally.
Yeah.
You could take a 10 to 15 minute walk right now to walk from where the Kings play at Golden One Center.
Yeah.
To walk to where the Sutter Health Park and where this new site is going to be. And just to touch real quick on what we were saying about the markets, I just happened to look up the top 20 DMAs in the United States. Only 2 of the top 20 DMAs at the moment do not presently have a Major League Baseball team. That would be Orlando and Sacramento, number 20.
Yeah. And Orlando, they've been thrown around before, but Florida has attendance issues.
I know, but baseball doesn't care. That's the weirdest thing.
They got to care a little bit.
Well, but they keep doubling down on Florida and new stadiums. I mean, they got that beautiful stadium built for the Marlins, and nobody goes there. It's just bizarre.
Yeah. Or they only go there when the
mystery.
When the World Baseball Classic is played.
That's when it fills up. They got to dust off the seats every couple of years there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we know it's West Sacramento.
And
thank you very much.
Literally could not have this effort without West Sacramento's involvement. You would have nothing.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out, because the people are saying it on X to me as well, when all I said was, Whitey, and I
you showed me one, and I didn't really understand the point.
It was, and I got it right here, confirmed. The Sacramento Pitch has secured $1.2 billion in private and public funding for a new ballpark in the Bridge District. I am typing that as they're saying it. And somebody responded saying, you mean West Sacramento?
Right. I think that, they must mean, do you mean the West Sacramento Pitch?
That's not what it's called. There's a picture right there.
Right.
That says the Sacramento Pitch.
Yeah. They may not realize that you were actually citing the name that they've chosen.
The picture is there.
Yes.
I mean, I understand, and I don't know if people feel, hey, well, I live in West Sacramento. Why aren't they shouting out West Sacramento per se? From a larger standpoint, they are taking the approach of the bigger name and the bigger brand, right? Just like what Ramsey said. When this was being pitched to, and I know they weren't changing names, but when this was being pitched at Levi Stadium, they weren't going to sell it as, and we're going to change to the Santa Clara 40. You would never, ever do that because you want the biggest brand possible. So, as respectfully as possible as I can say this, investors, they don't really care about it being called West Sacramento.
No,
it actually would probably be more of a turnoff. The capital is Sacramento.
Yeah, well, nobody means any disrespect to West Sacramento.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying they're doing it, not us. We didn't name it.
Yes. Thank goodness for West Sacramento.
Yes, we need West Sacramento. I'm saying
literally rescuing any hope, any chance Sacramento has of getting a Major League Baseball.
They sat in those big rooms and made all that money, and they said, all right, do we want to call this the West Sacramento pitch or the Sacramento pitch? The Sacramento pitch rolls right off the tongue. They had the S's on the hats today. And shout out West Sac. Call in 916-339-1140. Do you feel disrespected that the hats didn't have a W on it and or that it's not called the West Sacramento pitch?
Sacramento River Monsters has just been suggested.
I like that too. I don't know, Whitey. Is there beef with West Sac and Sac? I was not aware of this. Maybe we need to get Chris Verlade on the dial because he is the gatekeeper of who lives in Sacramento. I'm barely Sacramento in Natomas, so maybe I'm missing something as far as this beef between West Sac and Sacramento. Help me out here, people.
I think some are being a little too particular about it and are viewing the fact that we're calling it the Sacramento pitch as disrespectful to West Sacramento when West Sacramento is calling it the Sacramento pitch. That's right. The end of that.
Exactly. And I mean, one thing, yes, as Sacramentans, we understand West Sacramento is a different county, Yolo County. That's fine. But as we have all said, there's no Sacramento pitch without using the spot where the baseball stadium has been for close to 25 years now.
It's a community.
Yeah.
It's a community.
We all win, and that's something that, I think used to be more common years ago when you had different regions pulling together like, all right, we'll all contribute a little bit. Yeah. It's the Sacramento, whatever it's going to be, but we're all going to benefit, so we're all contributing.
You know what I never saw, fellas? You know what I never saw last season? When everybody was mad about the A's not claiming the 916. I didn't see anybody say when they announced, hey, we're gonna do Sacramento Saturdays. I didn't see one text, one call, one YouTube say, man, it should be West Sacramento Saturdays. I never heard that. What is the problem?
There's no problem. There's no problem.
Campio said there's no battle. See, Campio says there's no battle between Sacramento and Little West Sacramento. What's going on? Am I getting thrown into a beef? What happened?
It's the Sacramento River Cats. Always has been. They've played in West Sacramento forever.
Right.
Forever.
But then when the A's came out here, everyone said, well, it should be West Sacramento A's. How come nobody says it's the West Sacramento River Cats?
Yeah, I think we're good.
What's going on?
I think it's a play on.
Chris Verlade's on vacation. He's lucky he's on vacation. I'd be calling. He already would have texted in. Look, I'm trying to figure it out. What if it was in Natomas? What then?
Put that aside for a minute.
Okay.
I know you're cooking right now. I hate to do that.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But let's say you're the commissioner of baseball, Rob Manfred, and you've got the ear of all the other owners. So what are you going to do here? Let's just say your choices come down to you could relocate, the A's are going to Vegas. You could let them go to Vegas. Maybe forget relocation. Forget I mentioned that. Put another team in Northern California, further away from the Giants. So you'd have another team in that Northern California region. You already have a team there. Or you can literally expand your territories and go into Utah. You've got a key-ready situation there. They're ready for you. Which is more advantageous to you? Utah or Sacramento, California?
Obviously, I'm trying to be as objective as possible, but that's a little bit tough.
How do you think the commissioner looks at that?
I look at it and I say, you are...
Remember, you basically promised Sacramento you were not going to forget us.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
And, hey, Utah, maybe you can get it the next go-round, right? But if I'm the commissioner, and I'm looking at my legacy, it's about money. And I just personally think you can make more money in Sacramento. I would have this caveat, though, Whitey. And I was joking about these names and these names being given up. You do have you do have what's going on with the Sac Republic. And I would say, look, you also have, and you have the Sac State situation and their growth that's going on.
Doesn't Salt Lake City have a MLS? Real
Salt Lake City has actually four professional sports teams. They've got the Utah Jazz, the Utah Mammoth hockey team. They have the NWSL Utah Royals, and they have Real Salt Lake.
Okay. But I would say this, and I don't even know if I can kind of legally say it, but I would say you guys need to make sure, do whatever you can to make sure this thing looks right. Right? And what I mean by that is you don't want to grow too fast. We've talked about this with Jay before. It's a balance between striking while the iron is hot and not necessarily trying to do too much at one time. So I would say, look, I think that this can be a huge success, but you probably need to chill a little. There's a lot of growth going on, and they don't call it growing pains for nothing. You get this team, just focus on MLB, focus on the NBA, of course, and whatever's going on with Sac Republic, just keep it there. No mas. Just chill out.
Mm-hmm.
No mas. This is plenty. Make sure you ever ask for seconds before you're done eating. Hey, let's see. Make sure you're not full. Make sure you're not full. So that's what I would say. I'm going with Sacramento because that's the argument for Utah. I think they're close to being full, or that would be the reason. I think they're close to capacity.
You ever heard of hara hachibu? That's
No.
Japanese. That's when your hara hachibu means you're 80% full. You're full.
Right.
You don't push it.
You don't push it.
Hara hachibu. I'm good.
Right.
Like, I could eat more, but I shouldn't.
This ain't all you can eat.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll take this stance real quick. With Utah, their argument would be similar to what Sacramento is in the fact that they've had the Salt Lake Bees which is the Los Angeles Angels affiliate. They've had them for, I want to say, at least 20 plus years.
Well, they used to have the Gulls.
Yeah.
They had teams going way back.
And in Salt Lake's mind, they're thinking, we've had baseball for so long, let's just do basically like we've had in Sacramento, take it from the AAA to the Major League ballpark. We're showing you that we're ready. We've got four professional teams. We'll show you we can support a fifth. And this is going to be a spring dominant sport.
Yeah. I think the argument of having more teams, it's really going to be fascinating how Major League Baseball looks at it, because it's supposed to be a positive. Now it can be flipped as a negative. Well, you're at capacity. No, you're at capacity, and how that looks. Whitey, I just fired up the Jazz from 2021 because they've been tanking. In the NBA, they were number one in attendance, 150,000.
I hate to say this, I put very little stock in any attendance numbers. Because, they're
probably right on that.
So easily massaged.
Yeah.
I just don't trust them.
I'm just saying, they were number one.
Mm-hmm.
So, just I use that because they've been tanking the last couple of years, just to put in perspective. They do have a passionate fan base, and in Sacramento, it's tough because, you know what it is, guys? It's when somebody is performing. And you love this one, Whitey, when they say, man, Sacramento, y'all the livest city. And every city that's doing their bid is saying, nobody has a more passionate fan base than Utah or than Sacramento.
Right.
And I heard Matt talking about it on the drive in. I thought, yeah, Matt should feel like that. But all the other cities feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe besides Orlando. Look, we don't. It's okay, though.
We don't even care.
We don't.
They
We
keep
really
telling
don't.
us they were going to bring a team here.
Yeah,
we don't want one. What? Leave us alone.
Please.
I think this is good for Sacramento. I don't know how good. It's certainly not bad. Again, getting back to what the commissioner, Rob Manfred, said last night on McAfee. And this is not the first time he said this. He talks about expansion, opening up opportunities for geographic realignment, and reducing travel. And to me, that suggests you don't want a team out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at reducing travel through expansion, Sacramento checks that box.
It really does.
I'm not entirely clear what you mean, but if I'm right about, you just want to limit travel, Sacramento would help you out do that.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't know what else he could mean by that. We talked about realignment.
And again, it's not the first time he's gone there.
Right. But even the realignment, you would be in a better situation if you added Sacramento.
Yep. When we come back, a player slated to go to the Kings is instead going, where, Alan?
Back to school.
Next on Sactown Sports.
Welcome in for another edition of Story Time with Matt George. Take it away, Matt.
Killa, a gentleman pulls up in front of me, and you can hear the bass in this dude's car.
Okay, go on.
Your boy is not one as a nerd to yuck anybody's yum in terms of nerddom. I have the entire map from Lord of the Rings tattooed on my arm for life.
What could he possibly have been listening to?
It was EDM in a made-up language. I'm not joking.
Can you sing a few bars for us?
That's exactly what it sounded like.
Never a dull moment, right? Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by CervantesForCongress.com.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Expect partly cloudy skies turning mostly cloudy overnight tonight with southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour and the chance for rain developing as we get into the early morning hours on Friday with temperatures in the mid-50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
The cost of healthcare is skyrocketing, and that stops now. Hey, I'm Pacey Cervantes, and when I'm in Congress, we're going to build the billionaires to make healthcare affordable for everyone and turn PG&E into a not-for-profit community energy provider. Go to CervantesForCongress.com to donate. Paid for by Cervantes for Congress.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
I need a little ranch, step to the ranch.
There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club, available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
Remember the days of real country music? Now you can get your favorite classic country every day on 105.1 HD3 The Ranch. Listen to The Ranch on the free KNCI app or anytime at 105.1 HD3.
It's time to celebrate everyone's favorite mascot. Join the Sacramento River Cats for Dinger's birthday on Sunday, June 7th at Sutter Health Park. Help us celebrate with baseball, smiles, and tons of family fun. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
Lunch was great, but this traffic is awful.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good? It's Alan Stiles.
With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason.
Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples specials, all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level. Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
Some of the benefits of the press conference today actually were evident before the press conference was even held. I'm talking about, of course, the Sacramento pitch press conference at which Sacramento and West Sacramento officials made clear the plans to lure an expansion team. You also had Forbes, and Maury Brown has been on the show. He wrote about it today before the press conference, and somebody in the Athletic, Evan Drellick, did the same thing. Mm-hmm. So people nationally were writing about this before the press conference actually happened. And real quick, before we go to the phones here, and then we'll also get back to the Kings as well. This is from Maury Brown. He says, quote, this is a story in Forbes. While there are open questions and gaps to be filled, early details of Sacramento's bid for an MLB expansion franchise now revealed make it a contender. He didn't just say Sacramento says they're in the running. He says these details make Sacramento a contender. Early details reveal how serious the efforts are, and with them, how Sacramento is positioning itself for an MLB expansion market in the West.
I mean, could this have gone any better? Any better for Sacramento? Maybe I could have got a hat. But outside of that,
it would have been better if, say, Scott Marsh had gone up on the stage, said, "Look, all right, I'll do it. I have the money. I'm the guy. I'm the owner."
And we know.
I talked to Scott about that today. Yeah. I told him I thought he was going to get up there.
That's right.
He's a little shy, I guess.
Where are you with how?
But seriously, that would have been the only thing that would have been better, is if somehow and by the way, we just got a call from so-and-so, and they're going to own the whole thing.
Sure. Of course.
Yeah.
I know you wanted them to ask questions,
but I understand why they didn't.
Okay,
yeah.
But you're not saying you're not putting a knock on it because they didn't.
No,
open
it was more of an announcement rally. It wasn't like a
pep
press
rally.
conference. Yeah,
it was a pep rally.
I get that. Yeah.
It was a hype fest.
Mm-hmm.
And the hype train is rolling, Whitey.
And the last thing you want when you're running a rally is someone going, by the way, I'm not sure your fingers actually pencil out, and if this happens, and how will you meet these projections? Yeah.
That's really all that questions can do, right? Somebody's going to try to poke holes in it, and you have to be prepared. So I just think it wasn't necessary for this one. And there'll be more.
Yeah.
There'll be more.
Mm-hmm. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Jimmy joins us on Sactown Sports. Hello, Jimmy. Thanks for hanging. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
You got me all right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right on. Hey, I got a quick NBA draft notes. I've been listening for a while, but if it comes down to Keaton Wagler or Mikael Brown, man, I completely agree with Alan. You got to go Mikael Brown. That guy's a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Keaton, I watch a lot of college hoops, man. Keaton Wagler's nice, but the athleticism is not there.
You like that upside, huh, Jimmy? You like that upside.
I do, man. Guy can't jump over a phone booth, dude.
Is that a shot at me, Jimmy? You taking a shot at me, Jimmy?
No,
good.
Okay.
Good job, Jimmy. I hope you are.
No. Wait, Alan, don't you like Mikael?
Oh, no, I don't. I do. I think Whitey was accusing you of saying that he had credit card hops. It's pretty much.
I was fast. I just never really jumped that high. Yeah, so sensitive about it. But anyway, go ahead, Jimmy.
No, Wagler's a men's league champion, man. But anyways. All right, so on the baseball expansion thing, I feel like So I went to an A's game like last summer. I haven't seen the renderings. Is there a dome on it, or because
no, there's not. There's not. There might be some of the ones. There's like a shade potentially, but I think the one we saw today, there definitely is not a dome, and I don't believe that's in the works.
Man, when it gets to be 105 out in July, like that's gonna be tough.
Mm-hmm.
But And then to Alan's point, what happened to the MLS thing? Is it cooked?
It's not cooked, but it's on the back burner.
Definitely on the back burner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I mean, to be honest with you, I think soccer is more popular than baseball out here.
Yeah. There was one gentleman today, and I want to make sure I get his name right. I apologize. But there was one gentleman today who's involved with the construction. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a really heavy hitter, and I'm not sure what his name was. I apologize. But he made a reference to, hey, we want baseball, and hey, Major League Soccer too, right? I'm just saying.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Thank you, Jimmy.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah. And I apologize that I don't believe that gentleman's name is in the list of speakers here. So, but you know who I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly who you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he said, what was he talking about? Golden One. It was done on budget. All his company does is build on budget and on time.
Yeah,
that's what he wanted to be known. Mm-hmm. We are on budget. We are on time. Because that's a running joke kind of in construction that it'll get dragged out a little bit. But he says, not us. We are on budget. We are on time.
Yeah, no dome. I don't know. There's a possibility of maybe a little extra shade for certain parts of it. I mean, that's not too hard to do, but you're going to be playing mostly night games.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got some day games. I love a good day game.
Sure, a few.
I love a nice day game. The sun's shining.
Mm-hmm.
You show up early. There's so much hope in the air.
Remember, wasn't it last year where everyone was I know I was beating that drum as loudly as anybody. Oh, boy, watch out for the heat. Going to melt people's shoes. And then last year, it was like, it was kind of a mild summer.
You know what? Right after attendance gate was heat gate.
Yeah.
Heat gate was pretty hilarious. Well, the high school football plays out here on turf, and they're fine. We're going to have to turf it. We're not turfing it. Get off the grass. Get off my grass. Heat gate, weather gate. That one I found very funny because people that the most random people ever were now meteorologists. So that was actually my favorite.
Well, some of that was fueled by the players' union.
Yes.
Because you had people saying, remember originally they were going to have artificial turf out there.
That's right.
Because the plan was, look, the field, the turf will take a beating, natural turf. We have to have artificial turf. Then you had people saying, in 1974 in St. Louis, Lou Brock's shoes melted.
Yeah.
You can't have artificial turf out there in that heat.
Well, that was always and then that's when the high school football came up because most high school fields are turf. But that was always kind of the conversation because, a lot of baseball fields, a lot of college fields are turning to turf. And I hate it because it just makes infielders look like they're all, just ridiculous fielders. But that's the whole thing.
You don't get to talk about infielders.
No, I do. On that, I can field ground balls on turf. I can. And I will. Take us out. What? Sac City got turf? I know a lot of the JUCOs got turf. Take me out there, Whitey. I'll be the best left-handed shortstop you've ever seen. But that's besides the point. It's hotter on turf. That's been discussed. So that was a conversation. You can't get the field beat up, but at the same time, these guys are going to pass out during the game if you have turf. Mm-hmm. And someone's just going to melt like gum.
I'm stuck.
Someone's going to need a spatula to get them off the turf.
This is totally theoretical. Would you lose respect for me if I told you, I'm not telling you this necessarily, it's just theoretical, that in high school once I played third base and then I got DH'd for as a third baseman?
Oh, my gosh.
I'm just asking, in theory.
That is terrible. That is the worst thing I've ever heard. I don't know if there's anything more disrespectful than something like that.
Oh, I could pick it, Alan.
But how about this, though?
Because that did happen.
What about, third base, that's bad, Whitey. But what if Shohei was on the Giants? Could you have DH'd for Bailey? Right? You could have. Well, not.
No.
No, because you could have.
If the pitcher hits, you don't get to DH.
He's hitting his position, right?
So I think they made some adjustment.
I think you could have.
Rule.
You could have hit for Bailey. Because that would have been you.
That's not much I can say.
That would have been you.
Yeah.
You should have told me that.
I could pick it out.
No, don't tell me that.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that.
Oh,
I know your type. I know guys like you. I know guys like you, great at defense, swinging a wet newspaper.
Huh.
What a waste.
Why swing? Take those base on balls, baby. On base percentage.
I'll take it.
I'm stealing second on you, too.
No, you're not.
I had good speed, too, Alan. Just not real good at jumping.
Not a burner.
Yeah, we'll tell you about the player slated to go to the Kings who is instead going back to school next on Sactown Sports.
Welcome in for another edition of Story Time with Matt George. Take it away, Matt.
Killa, a gentleman pulls up in front of me, and you can hear the bass in this dude's car.
Okay, go on.
Your boy is not one as a nerd to yuck anybody's yum in terms of nerddom. I have the entire map from Lord of the Rings tattooed on my arm for life.
What could he possibly have been listening to?
It was EDM in a made-up language. I'm not joking.
Can you sing a few bars for us?
That's exactly what it sounded like.
Never a dull moment, right? Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Unlock the savings at Boost Mobile and save up to $600 a year. I've been scouting these big carriers for a minute now, and I've seen them pull the same play 1,000 times. They promise you the world, then hit you with a price hike right when the game gets tight. But Boost Mobile, their $25 a month unlimited wireless plan is the most consistent player on the floor. No contracts, no price hikes. Unlock the savings today at boostmobile.com/unlock. Based on average annual single line payment of AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile customers compared to 12 months of the Boost Mobile unlimited wireless plan as of January 2026. For full offer details, visit boostmobile.com.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
MoonPay X Games Sacramento 2026 is taking on Cal Expo this summer. Catch live music performances and more than 100 top skate, BMX, and Moto X athletes compete. June 26th through June 28th. Get your tickets now at xgames.com.
This is the sound of Jack, buzz cutting his way to a small fortune. To Jack, every time he cuts his own hair, that's $50 right in his pocket. If Jack sees DIY buzz cuts as a saving strategy, Wells Fargo is right behind him. And with their mobile app, tracking his savings is easy. Oh, ouch. However you make money work, we can work with that.
Mobile carriers' message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
In 1962, Big O Tires began a revolution in the tire industry. Now through June 14th, celebrate with our 64th anniversary sale. Buy 3, get 1 free on 4 select in-stock Big O branded tires with installation purchase. You'll also get our industry-leading Protect Plus warranty, free. Year after year, we turn big problems into no problem at all. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older and you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
on Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
Well, Alan, there is a player that Tankathon had mocked going to the Kings with their first pick in the second round.
Okay.
And they've cleaned it up now. They had, at 34, Tankathon had the Kings taking Tunde Yusufu from Baylor. But he is going back to school.
Yeah.
He's among those returning to school.
Right. And that was a fairly big surprise. And there were so many different reports. Whitey, I don't know if I've ever seen, and I know social media and content is king, but I don't know if I've ever seen, I get it's a crazy draft, but I don't know if I've ever seen all of the big names out there, the Brett Siegels of the world, a lot of guys like that, timely reporting on these players and whether or not they were going to go back to school or stay in the draft.
Perfect storm. Now those players have better options. So it's, easier for them to go, I'm going to go back to school and I still get paid. Plus, with this draft being as talented as it is, there's more motivation for some guys who are kind of maybe on the fence.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So not to say that the Kings were going to get him anyway. You never know what's going to happen in the second round. But I think there's a larger conversation now of how strong is this draft with the decisions that had been made. Koa Pete,
remains in the draft.
I did not think that was going to be the case, but I saw somebody say, look, the shot is broken. But if you look at everything else he can do, he is NBA ready.
Yeah, but the thing is, and I'm sure you know this, he didn't shoot the ball well at the combine. Really shot the ball poorly. But it's not just that he shot the ball poorly. He had changed his shot to the point where people are like, what's up here? Yeah, I've been working on some things.
Well, I like that. That's not a negative, that you're admitting this cannot go on. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, to me, that's a red flag.
But what kind of red flag?
Like, the guy can't shoot. He had to totally rework his shot for the combine, and he can't make that either. But I'm not saying he'll never make a shot, but he can't shoot.
Okay, but we're seeing Asar Thompson. We're seeing Amen Thompson. We're seeing guys like that still flourish in the NBA, and they've been in the league for a couple years now, and they still are afraid to shoot it or don't want to shoot it.
They're going to help me even without that. If they can never do that, great. They're
and
still
so
going to help
Koa.
me.
And I'm not. Why am I the Koa defender? I'm not even the Koa defender. Because
you jumped right in with both feet.
I thought he was going to go back to school. He did not go back to school, and I believe, and I think he's with Clutch, I was reading, and somebody had said, this will be interesting because Clutch players in the past, there's kind of been a struggle with Rich Paul he wants to get his guys in the league. He wants to get them paid. And some of them have come out too early. I was very surprised with Koa because you take that new shot back to Arizona or wherever you want to go. He's slotted at 27 right now. Did you see Whitey? He had a promise, a first round promise, but is hoping to go top 20. I just don't understand why you don't go back 2027, which we'll also talk about because now 2027 is looking like a stronger draft than we initially thought. You go back and you would definitely be top 20 in 2027. I get it. You could have a bad season, injury, things like that. But I was very, very surprised. And somehow I'm defending him against you.
I don't know why you are, Alan.
But I was very surprised he did not go back to school.
Yeah, so Tankathon has him going, as you said, 27 to the Boston Celtics. Who do the Kings now have at 34, according to Tankathon, with Yusufu off the board? Luigi Swigo!
Let's go.
Luigi Swigo, who is playing in Serbia right now. He's a 7'4 center. He's not quite 19 and a half years old, and he plays for KK Mega Basket, which to me, that sounds like the place you go when it's Sunday morning. It's like, oh, we're going to have waffles, but I don't have any butter. Well, just go down to KK Mega Basket. It's like, it's going to be more expensive. Yeah, but it's right around the corner.
They might have a membership deal for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to re-look at everything, Whitey. I know you probably already have, but his 3-point rate. Yeah. It doesn't say negative on Tankathon, but his
what do you shoot the 3-ball at?
30%, sir. And for some reason, his 3-point attempt rate is a positive, but he's taking less than 2 a game. So I don't really understand. Sometimes these these international guys, I don't know. The scouting on them is a little squirrely.
Well, he doesn't defend very well, but he does foul a lot. So,
okay.
Yeah, not an ideal combination.
And you know what I'm sad about, and we're going to, get even deeper into this, but I'm really sad about some of the changes that have been made, Whitey. Now, all of a sudden, my guy out of UConn, Alex Karaban, now he's been bumped up to the bottom of the first round, along with Malik Thomas, who decided to stay in the draft. Mm-hmm. So the Kings, who I thought could have got Alex Karaban, nearly 24 years old, but I really like his profile, his ability to shoot. Now these are guys that the Kings may not be able to get because they have bumped into the first round. And I think that's something that is going to reveal itself pretty soon here as we start looking at a couple of these later picks. Ibuka Okori is now a first rounder. Mm-hmm. He saw his stock rise by not really doing too much, just other guys making decisions. And you have Trayvon Brazile, who I checked him out. I know you were on him, Ramsey.
The guy was just here.
Yes, and he got some action.
Oh, Trayvon Brazile is nice. He's 6'10", probably about 225, 230.
He can shoot it.
He can step outside. He can shoot. I think he shot close to 40% on the season. But again, college three-point line is different than the NBA three-point line.
He shot 341.
Yes.
Okay, 34%. But he's a dude that he's fitting this bill of what a lot of people like to see now. I mean, he's a I don't know, body type-wise, I'll use this comparison. He's a little smaller than two Houston players like a Jabari Smith Jr. or a Tari Eason. Yeah. He's that type of body type. But one of the players I personally like that is Tunde Yesufu, who's going to be a replacement for at St. John's, is where he's going to rather than going back to Baylor, is Zuby Ejiofor.
Right.
And he had been mocked to the Kings early. Mm-hmm. I'd take Zuby Ejiofor in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
He's the type of dude that he might not step outside that much, but he's a body. You need some type of force. And the Kings don't have that, in my opinion.
By the way, Alan, your guy, Alan Graves now, according to Tankathon, going to the Knicks at 24.
Oh, man. I think he's been moving up, too.
He has.
Because a lot of these guys have decided to go back to school. Yeah, Zuby, to me, kind of got some Koa Pete in him. It's just these guys have NBA bodies, right?
Zuby's more athletic than Koa Pete.
Yeah.
And I've saw Koa Pete multiple times in person, and I've seen Zuby's more athletic than Koa Pete.
And I to be honest with you, and I know he shot the ball pretty well this season, which was new, but these all seem like versions, not perfect, but kind of younger versions of a Precious Achiuwa. And I think that if you're probably going to lose Precious, but you liked what he brought to the table, guys like Zuby, obviously Koa Pete's going to be gone, but guys like Zuby, guys like that are going to be something for you. But Trayvon Brazile, I am in. Whitey. Richie Saunders jumped up a little bit.
Yeah, your guy. You can't quit him.
He keeps on creeping up. He's right there for you.
I just can't quit you.
No, I got to look at this Ryan Conwell, who's right in front of the Kings, but he's a 6'3" shooting guard. So, Whitey, now I got to grind new tape.
Okay.
Based on who's in, who's out.
One more quick thought. I know that we had been entertaining the notion that, maybe the Kings would be in on Mitchell Robinson because someone reported that people around the league think the Kings might make a run at him. Even if the Kings could find a way to make a run at him, with the Knicks going to the finals, it looks like most people look at the Knicks and say they ain't going to let Mitchell Robinson go.
And look, how you
especially
go to the
if
finals,
they win the finals.
Right. You got to, hey, we're going to run it back. That's just what everyone does. Everyone has done that besides the Lakers, and that's why Alex Caruso now hates them. But if you win, even if you don't, then you have the whole, we got unfinished business.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When we come back, with many of Sactown's expansion questions answered today, which blanks still have to be filled? We'll see if we can't fill them next. Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now it's the final days of our Everything's on Sale event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses. Our Memorial Day event ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
Liberty Mutual customized this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
Toyota's Memorial Day offers are extended. Zoom past the pump all summer long in one of Toyota's 21 industry-leading hybrid and electrified models. But hurry in while there's still time to save at Toyota's Summer Starts Here sales event. Score deals on the 50 MPG Corolla Hybrid and the 51 MPG Hybrid Camry. Or get 0% APR on Toyota's newest EVs, the CHR and BZ. Don't miss out. Extended Memorial Day savings and June 1st. Toyota. Let's go places. Offers available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Cannot be combined with other offers.
Power your drive with Mobil 1 Motor Oil. Buy 5 quarts, get $15 back, and score a fast and furious prize after rebate at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With Smart Business Buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack and a $6 Biggie bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Did you try my Colombian tamales? They're delicious.
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt. Can you pass me a straw?
You mean a pitillo.
Tamales deserve Pepsi.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Holy shit.
Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
What a day, Alan. Lots going on today. The NBA Board of Governors approving the lottery reform. Major League Baseball owners proposing a salary cap. Last time they did that, bad things happened, Alan. And we find out some of the details, some of the juicy details on the Sacramento pitch, Sacramento's official bid for Major League Baseball expansion. Yeah.
Big day.
Yeah.
We knew it was going to be a big day, and here it is. And I would continue to ask you and everyone, we've been talking about it forever, the same way we were talking about the lottery, and then the lottery came and went, and now we're reacting to it. Based on everything, the people that you've been talking to officially and unofficially leading up to this day when, some of it came out that, you'll be very, not necessarily that you'll be very happy, but it's going to surprise some people, right? How far along Sacramento is and how much of a row their Ducks are in. Did you feel like they delivered on that idea?
I wasn't really surprised.
Not you.
The numbers,
Right.
Everything adds up and forms a picture that's impressive. And as I said earlier, it's interesting to see people like Maury Brown writing about it. These are, journalists. They're not in the business of being cheerleaders for anybody. And when he writes in Forbes that, Sacramento is they're a real contender now. That means more to me than, anybody's enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is great, obviously, and it's important. But when you have dispassionate observers nationally looking at Sacramento, California, and going, okay, they're a serious contender, that means a lot.
Yeah, and you're worried, I would say, if you are Salt Lake or Portland, because we've discussed this before. We don't even know who else on the East Coast is anybody on the East Coast trying to get a team? Orlando? Montreal, but we haven't heard too much about them. I know we're here on the West Coast, but I think you're worried if you're Salt Lake because it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that this is going down in Nashville, right? For the Eastern Conference or the East Coast team. The fact that Utah has been talking about this for so long and now Sacramento is getting this pub, that's why I would be very worried. Because if I'm Utah, well, we've been here and we have everything set up. Sacramento can give a bid or put their name in the hat, but everybody kind of knows that it's us. It's like you have a leader in the clubhouse and you just got to cross T's and dot I's. But maybe at first you thought, oh, it's not going to be a big deal. Anybody is able to put their name in the hat. I think Utah wakes up today and says, okay, this might be a real problem.
Yeah, there were a couple of things I've seen in the last day or so, last 24 hours plus, coming out of Utah. I know we talked about one of them yesterday. I think was it the mayor of Salt Lake City or the governor of Utah posted something on social media.
Yeah.
Extolling the virtues of their bid, and the timing was curious. And maybe it was a coincidence, or maybe it's their reaction to some of the momentum going here in Sacramento. By the way, this is something we haven't mentioned, and I think we should. And I know it was mentioned today, announced at the Sacramento Pitch Conference, that the United Auburn Indian Community and Shingle Springs Band of Miwok Indians are committing $250 million each. The group also says, according to The Athletic, it has access to $1 billion in public money. That's, Sacramento interest. But how about the Native Americans?
Coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming through once again. And, a lot of people had mentioned, hey, I know this can get sticky, but just wanting to celebrate them in some way if they do get a team. Look, I know the naming thing can get kind of squirrely, and we've seen it happen in Washington and in Cleveland, so I don't think they would go in that route. But
oh, wow, Alan, I hadn't even thought of that.
Well, if you do it correctly, if you do it properly, I think there is a world. I think people were just saying it seems like we want to, or West Sacramento and surrounding areas should find a way to thank them for what they've been doing. And there was a good note during the presser today, Whitey, when they said, this is kind of, in so many words, this is their land, and they want to make sure that their name is on it in some way, and they're doing their best to keep that and to watch it thrive.
Mm-hmm. I think the biggest piece of this has to be the 50-acre downtown site in West Sacramento. You've got the site there for a ballpark, and you've got the funding. I don't know how clean these things ever are, but it looks like, wow, that adds up. You've got the funding for a ballpark at a great site.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't, me, anything on the water.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you on that.
Food on the water, vacation got to be on the water. One of these days, I'll get a lake house like you on the water.
I don't have a lake house.
One of these days, I'll get a beach house like you on the water. So anything on the water is always going to pop.
Mm-hmm.
And, Utah, I don't know
You're thinking of Jerry Reynolds with his lake house.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry, invite me up there. We'll talk some basketball. And I don't know, Utah, what's it going to be on the Salt Flats? I don't know what they got going on. But, I know Portland.
You just can't help but take a shot at Utah, can you?
No, I'm not taking a shot at Utah.
That's just a little chicken wing.
No, I'm not taking a shot at Utah.
The ball's over here, and then you're with the backside.
And Portland.
Like, whoa. I caught you in the neck. The ball's over here. I didn't see it.
And Portland doesn't have to be on the water because it rains all the time. So they're just.
Sorry about that, Portland.
Different situations going on, but you put something on the water. It's romantic. It's baseball. And honestly, based on, I got to look at the renderings again. I don't think they had the splash hit going, or you'd have to name it something else.
I actually checked for that.
Okay,
it doesn't look like it, but I don't know why you can't just move the park a little closer to the river.
Just do it.
Why can't we?
Just do it.
Or build a little, I don't know. What would that be? You can't have an inlet of a river, but just reroute the river.
Dusty just got to make the call. If Dusty makes the call, then you're going to get the river splash.
Yeah.
Splash hitting on the river.
Years and years and years and years and years ago, baseball used to try to make economic sense for communities by having downtown stadiums because the businesses are there. And then you have things like, we saw it with the Giants, and that revitalized that whole area. Is that China Basin? Is that where they used to talk about that?
I think you're correct. Yeah.
And then you had like Petco Park in the Gaslamp District. And then you have teams like the Braves, fast forwarding. The Braves they've built like 7 new stadiums in the last 18 years, whatever it is. Like the Braves are getting a new stadium. But the philosophy now is, look, their surrounding shops and businesses, we will just put them there too. We don't have to put the ballpark in an area where you have businesses. We will put the businesses around. We'll build a whole area around the ballpark. But this already has the infrastructure of the Bridge District, and it's just ripe for this type of thing.
Yeah. And you know me, I love a good name. And when you get to tell people, where are you guys going? Oh, we're going to the Bridge District.
Yeah.
Right? That type of stuff sticks. Gas lamp, like you said.
Yeah.
That type of stuff sticks. And that's been the hot thing in not just baseball, in all sports right now. That's why Doco. We're going down to Doco.
Right.
It's very simple to say.
Yeah, catchy.
We're going to Bridge District. We're out there. And that's what all these sports teams are headed towards. We want full experiences, not just come to the game. And that was the problem. I can say it. That was part of the problem about Oakland and why they wanted to move even if they stayed in Oakland, because you'd be out there and you're out there. It's wherever you can eat. In the ballpark, but that was pretty much it. Bring your own food or whatever the case is. And I'm just using Oakland as an example because that's what they're moving towards. Funny enough, Whitey, and I know football is a little bit different. Levi doesn't really have that. Levi is kind of the exception to the rule because they don't really have that.
Right.
But Philly is outstanding. Shout out Draper, because they got where the Eagles play and where the Phillies play.
I don't know that team.
All in the same area. So you're just there all day.
And isn't the
all day.
Wells Fargo Arena, whatever it is, where the Flyers and 76ers play, isn't that right across the street too?
It's all in there. So that's where they're moving towards, where they want it to be a full-blown experience where you're buying your Sacramento Sand Smoke jersey, and then you go in and you watch the game, then you leave, you grab some dinner with a loved one on the river, and it's the whole experience, Whitey.
Yeah, but to your point, also they're working on an area where you have the Golden One Center and then the soccer stadium and then the baseball stadium all in the same general vicinity.
You do it all day.
The sports district.
I know people were saying that it could be a bit of a traffic nightmare, though.
Walk.
Bleep it. Just walk.
Yeah, you find a place to park. You get there early and then you walk.
Yeah.
Look. I mean, that's even like how you were bringing up other cities. That's how even in the city in San Francisco, let's go to China Basin. That's what
I say. Yeah,
and you can maneuver from Oracle Park, walk down the street, go to Chase Center.
Right,
yeah.
And
it's a little bit of a hike.
It's a little bit of a hike,
not too bad.
But in between the two, You've got restaurants, you've got grocery stores, you got places you can stop, eat, and make a day of it.
Yeah, and
isn't it Momo's across from the park?
Oh, I love Momo's.
Yeah.
Love Momo's.
Yeah,
it's nice out there. That's what we need in Sacramento. We need call it a Go-Go's.
You're thinking that I normally walk over to the Lucky Strike.
Okay, there's the Lucky Strike.
Bowling alley right across the street.
Brian Wilson used to own that.
Okay, well, they had that, and then they had the 2 taco spots. It was all on the same track there. And now, what do they call it, Whitey? It's called Chase Territory or whatever it is with the Warriors.
Oh,
Thrive City.
Thrive City, that's what it's called. So they want stuff like, what are you going to call it in Saltland? What are you going to call it? Saltland?
Oh, sorry about that.
I'm just saying. You going to call it Laurie's? Call it Morton's? What are you going to, I don't know what you're going to do.
Yeah, they just have like store after store. What can you buy here? Salt licks? Okay, go next door. We have different colored salt licks.
That's right.
That's all they have.
But this one has got pink salt.
Yeah.
So a little bit different.
Or they'll try to pitch you on a home alarm system because it's Vivint Smart Energy Center Arena.
That's right. That's right.
This, in my opinion, is excellent reporting today in the B from our friend Chris Biederman. I don't think I saw him out there today. He had to be out there. Did you see Chris Biederman?
I spoke with him a good bit.
Okay, good. He reported today that one prominent name that has been linked to Sacramento previously is not in the running to become the owner of the baseball team, Joe Lacob. Joe Lacob recently bid on the Padres, has expressed interest in buying the Angels and A's in the past, but according to Chris Biederman, Joe Lacob was approached by Sacramento officials and declined to be part of their expansion campaign. And that's according to 3 people with knowledge of the situation, but who were not authorized to comment. I don't think anybody was assuming that he would be the owner, so I don't think it's like, oh no, what a terrible blow. But I know it's something that a lot of people had thought, ooh, that's a possibility. I know I thought of it as a possibility.
Yeah, and it's funny though how the timing comes out, right? So you have Chris Biederman say, hey, Joe Lacob's out. Yeah. Then you have Michelle Dapper come out and say, hey, they have a lot of people that are interested. And this isn't about timing of, and I spoke to Michelle for a good bit today. Let me make sure that I say this. This could be, hey, this information is going to come out that Joe Lacob is out. So let's make sure we talk to the powers that be, somebody, sports director, and I know others probably may have had it as well, but Michelle Dapper, where we got that information of KCRA, the biggest news outlet as far as TV is concerned.
Sean Cunningham probably told her.
Well, they were standing next to each other.
I know, I talked to them.
We were all sitting next to each other. So let's make sure that people know, hey, Joe Lacob might be out, but we got other names that are circulating, and we weren't necessarily expecting Joe Lacob to be in. That could be it too.
Right. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that could have been a reaction to
let's
the
just
news,
get it all out.
Yeah.
If that's going to come out, let's just get it all out.
Yeah, that would be if there's any, as we mentioned, any blanks left to fill in, any boxes left to check. That's of course the big one. And I know some people are actually hoping there might be some word on that today. I didn't think there was going to be. Hopefully there will be before too long. But if you look at it through the eyes of someone who has that kind of money that they might want to invest in, right now it's probably not a great time for you to hitch your wagon to. There's just not a lot of upside unless you think, wow, I better do it before somebody else does.
Yeah, I mean, price could only go up.
Yeah.
Right.
But just with everything going on in baseball and the labor dispute, it might be wise to just wait a little bit.
Utah is a little bit different, but yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying it would make sense why someone would not be necessarily in a big hurry to sign up for that right now.
Yeah. Again, after the labor situation, maybe it goes up and you feel like you missed it, crypto, whatever the case is.
But Alan, don't you think if you're thinking of investing in baseball, don't you want to see how this labor thing plays out? Again, maybe you don't have the luxury.
It's going to end, though.
Maybe, I know, but what is it going to look like?
What? So, I don't know. I just don't see a world where the owners are going to start losing money, right? So, if I'm in labor strike or not, I don't see the owners coming out of it. Man, a bunch of owners are going to get out Major League Baseball because they got smacked in the labor conversation. I don't see that happening, but you could be right. You could be right just to wait it out because you never know. Oh, I thought I was going to make X amount of dollars. Now I'm going to have to invest more to make money back because right now you got teams, the whole situation is teams are spending a ton of money like the Dodgers, but there are also teams that aren't spending money that are still making revenue, but they're not necessarily putting out a great product. So, and I would hope Whitey, whoever signs up, doesn't want to be one of those teams anyway.
Let's be honest, and I know I'm not being a good cheerleader here, but I've never really signed up to be a cheerleader. I think the story here is, well, why isn't Joe Lacob interested? And the reporting from Chris Biederman suggests that Joe Lacob said, the timeline doesn't work for me. It's going to be nothing happens for a long time. And it sounds like he is thinking of buying a team that already exists, and he would be able to do that sooner, and maybe he'd have more control of the situation. So that makes sense. And you just, let's be honest. Are there other reasons why he didn't want to sign up here? We may never know, but that's an interesting story.
I'm going to stick with, obviously, what was said, but
Yes.
I just can't ignore the fact that he owns a team that plays in the same city as the Giants.
Uh-huh.
It's just too easy to at least say, hey, he probably doesn't want to tick them off. Maybe he doesn't care, but it's too early to tick him off. How about that? He can always change his mind. He's Joe Lacob.
Mm-hmm.
He can change his mind if he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in, I was reading Whitey, he was also in trying to get on the Angels, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
it's something where, hey, I like being in California, but at the same time, I don't necessarily want to be too close to the Giants, ... if I can help it. If that's what becomes available and I miss out on a couple other bids, whatever the case is, yeah, you know what? I might have to change my mind on the Sacramento Sandstorm.
You know what he would love to do? Do you remember when he was booed mercilessly?
Yes.
Do you remember why?
Well,
he was booed because he had traded Monte Ellis and because
Yes.
he was moving the Warriors out of Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that if there's any way he could help bring baseball back to Oakland, he would love to do that.
Yeah. I mean, we're not even really hearing too much about that.
No, which is also interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, however Chris got this information, it feels like maybe at that time you would have heard something. Maybe not, but at that time you would have heard Oakland is back in the mix or whatever. We know that there's that sale that's going through, this week?
Yeah, and I think I said yesterday it was the Coliseum, but it's actually the arena, I believe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So something to keep an eye on, but other fish in the sea, so to speak, for Sacramento. And, yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Michelle Dapper reported this afternoon that, what was it, did she say the phone keeps ringing? That after the presentation today, there's a lot of investors that are calling to see how they can, who do I give my money to?
I got you.
You give it to Allen, Allen Styles.
And that's right. And spell it correctly. It's ALLENSTI.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple sources confirm the phones have been ringing nonstop since MLB expansion bid announcement in West Sacramento, with investors wanting to visit as soon as next Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It was quite a day. Quite a day. What's your level of optimism that this can happen?
Well,
that Sacramento will get a Major League Baseball expansion team.
Well, it's definitely, I don't know, talking to you and all the connects that you have, I was expecting probably more than others were, but it still exceeded my expectation.
Really?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I would say so. Just based on the money that they have secured, or that they've told us was secured, the renderings, the location that we had already kind of heard rumblings about. So I feel like all of those things, there are no real holes. It's just a matter of, I mean, obviously the owner situation, but that's not just the Sacramento or the West Sacramento. It's the Sacramento pitch, but it also includes Sacramento. It's not just them in that regard, but besides that, as I said earlier, if they don't get it, it's not a matter of they didn't have everything in lockstep. It just was a decision that Major League Baseball made to go to Portland or to Salt Lake, probably because they don't have a team that is around 2 hours or less than 2 hours away.
Let me ask it this way, if I may. The chances of Sacramento getting a Major League Baseball expansion team in this round are the same as what all-time great Major League player in some random at-bat getting a hit?
Ooh.
You could even go on base if you want, or getting on base.
Well.
So, obviously we don't want you going, like Matt Chapman right now, something like that.
Yeah.
We're hoping that.
Yeah. I'll give you this.
Go the other way. Okay.
A little bit of intel. Some of the percentages that may or may not
have been.
It's
going to go Denard Span.
No.
Which is not going to be as bad as you might think.
No. Some of the percentages that were thrown around during the conversations that I had.
Oh, okay.
They said when this whole thing started, is around 14. Okay,
14%?
That'd be batting 140, fellas.
Okay.
Right? After,
which, by the way, in today's MLB, what you're hitting? Fifth?
Yeah, but, no, literally, you making $20 million a year
Yeah.
at that point. After or as this has progressed from the decisions to add on different programs and organizations and the funding and seeing everything move forward, the feeling is that it is bumped above 20, which still isn't perfect, right? But the reality is nobody is above 50 right now, not even Salt Lake. Salt Lake might have dropped today, to be honest. I'm sure, who is it? Cauchy or somebody, it might have dropped today. Because
sorry about that, Salt Lake City.
No, I'm just saying, because of what Sacramento did. So I would say that's a 6% increase from start to finish, maybe more than that, maybe more like 9%, getting closer to 25, dare I say 30 feels too much. Not going to go there. So with that being said, Whitey, that's a solid hitter. Now, if we want to lowball it and keep it at 225, I think that might, 25% or 22%, excuse me.
I go like prime Joe Panic. He was a pretty good hitter.
He definitely was hitting over 220.
Yeah.
So
I think my average is higher than yours right now, my percentage.
So you got
Joe Panic, I think, hit 300 one year.
So you're going 30. Yeah. From what I've heard, I don't know if 30 is there yet, but who I was talking to, I think they wanted to be very conservative.
Yeah.
Very conservative.
Mm-hmm.
But the bottom line
but that is not your way.
That's not my way.
Right.
But I'm trying to protect everyone. So I'm going to stick at 25%. And the reality is, guys, based on when this whole thing started, over the last couple of months, you've seen an increase in just belief and chances of about 10%. That's pretty solid, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty solid just based on everything that they've been able to do in a very short amount of time.
Do you know what specifically it was that really
bumped? I think it was just adding the more
details and
the more
site,
details that got added.
Just a number of things that fell into place with the stadium and the funding.
Well, these are people that were helping to kind of work on it.
Yeah.
Right? So with that being, even when they just say, oh, okay, we're going to be a part of the job, sure. Now, but do we think it's just their opinions on it have changed versus, based on as things got revealed to them from doing the job?
Yeah. Another interesting aspect of this whole thing that was not addressed today for obvious reasons is the A's involvement. Sacramento helping the A's, which should curry the favor of Major League Baseball and, more importantly, show Major League Baseball what Sacramento could do as an expansion site. But obviously the A's can't participate in anything having to do with Sacramento's bid for an expansion team because MLB can't show, and the A's are obviously part of MLB, can't show any favoritism.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're going to have to, it's so funny because
the commissioner couldn't come out today, and say, we really appreciate everything Sacramento's doing. Well, you may, but it would not be appropriate at the press conference to announce Sacramento's expansion bid. It's not fair to the other cities.
Can they say that? Can they ever say that? Can they say Sacramento scratched our back so we scratched theirs? Because it feels like they can't ever say it because they won't have to say it because it will be understood.
Yeah, they would. I'm sure they'd say it if we get a team. We really appreciate Sacramento really stepped up to the plate.
Right.
There will be a number of baseball analogies as there were today.
So
stepped up to the plate and hit a home run for us.
And if you're Utah, you know what? We didn't have that opportunity. We tried. They tried to host the A's. So maybe it wasn't a fair fight, but saying the word fair when it comes to sports is never going to fly for you.
Yeah. We need to mix in some other baseball analogies instead of stepping up the plate and hitting a home run and swinging for the fences.
It
stole second and the ball skipped into center and went to third.
It's a little dicey there. It might go over somebody's head. Yeah. Just like like Jesus Rodriguez in left field.
Yeah.
Anything like that.
Got a piece of it and hit it to the right side and advanced the runner,
Yeah, well, what was today then?
Kept the line moving. That's the ever famous saying.
Yeah.
Was today a walk?
It's hard to say because we don't know what else is going to happen in the inning.
Okay.
I thought it was a line drive single to center.
See.
Oh, middle's open, huh?
But when I initially talked, it feels like you've marinated on this a little bit. And you're feeling better about it. Because I wouldn't have thought, if you told me right after we spoke when this thing ended, If you told me, hey, Whitey's going to go on the air a couple hours later and say it was a line drive up the middle, I would have said no. Whitey was going to say, it was got on base on an error or an infield hit. That's what Whitey would say it.
I think I was hoping more than expecting something like big, like, oh, and by the way, look who our investor is. As Robert Downey Jr. takes his Dr. Doom mask off or something
or
like that.
Joe Lacob just descends from the sky.
Yeah. So there was nothing like that. But looking at some of the things, like I said, I was really impressed by what Maury Brown wrote, the way he phrased it.
Okay.
Yeah. And, it was a rally more than a press conference. I was mistaken. I thought it was going to be more of a press conference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't even know back in high school how many pep rallies. You probably count on one hand. In movies, how there's always a lot of pep rallies.
Logical Raptors Fanatics is maybe a double.
I don't know if that's him or you.
I think it might be is that a double or is it a single in the E7?
See, here he goes again.
I think it might be one of those. We'll have to check with the scorekeeper.
We'll take it.
Yeah. It was bobbled out there. Is that a double? Yeah, we'll give him a double.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
We'll come back with a look at what NBA teams always get wrong when it comes to evaluating draft prospects. Can we get into some of the Nate Silver?
I'd love to.
Analysis?
Oh, yes, please.
And what the numbers say about who the best players are really going to be in this draft? We'll do that next on Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
No way. Gas prices shot up again.
I know, but I got us covered.
So generous. What's your deal?
What's my deal? I went to Metro and saved. Got 4 lines for just $25 each and 4 free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G phones and all on the T-Mobile network.
How about we go to Metro today?
Get that more for your money feeling. Visit your Metro by T-Mobile store. Just bring your numbers. Not available if you've been with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
Mark your calendars because MoonPay X Games Sacramento 2026 is landing at Cal Expo June 26th through 28th. Witness nearly 100 of the world's best athletes compete in skate, BMX, and Moto X events and catch live music performances by global electronic music icon Cascade on Friday night and Grammy-winning producer and artist Mustard and electronic music producer and DJ Subtronics on Saturday night. Don't miss MoonPay X Games. Lock in your tickets now at xgames.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/beat. That's ethos.com/beat. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
May is here, and so is your excuse to hit the ballpark. The green and gold are bringing the energy all month long with fan-favorite bobbleheads, can't miss post-game fireworks, and a ballpark atmosphere you don't want to miss. Turn up for Sacramento Saturdays and bring the whole crew out for Stompin' Sundays, packed with kid-friendly fun, giveaways, and the opportunity for kids 14 and under to run the bases after the game. Enjoy big swings and bigger moments all May long in West Sacramento. Lock in your seats now at athletics.com/tickets.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Hi, this is Adam Johnson, owner of Golf Fitness Solutions. Most golfers practice their swing, but ignore the body swing in the club. We help golfers move better, get stronger, reduce pain, build power, and play longer. Join us for a free trial week and see how golf-specific training can help you support your body and your game. Try a class, meet the team, and find a right program for your goals. Call 916-802-5175 or visit golffitnesssolutions.com. Golf Fitness Solutions. Move better, feel better, play better.
In celebration of 80 years of 49ers football, Sactown Sports is counting down 80 of the most memorable moments that have shaped the team's storied legacy and winning tradition. Here's today's faithful flashback.
Number 73, Locked and Loaded, the birth of the shotgun formation.
Howard Wayne Red Hickey is a name you may not be familiar with, but you should probably know. His coaching record with the 49ers was a pedestrian 27 wins, 27 losses, and 1 tie over 4+ seasons. The mark he left, though, was a lasting impact on the NFL that we know and love. Facing a fearsome Baltimore Colts pass rush, Red Hickey was desperate to find a way to give his QB more time to throw. He positioned his quarterback 5 to 7 yards behind the center, and the shotgun formation was unveiled to the world. Now it is commonplace, but the originator, Red Hickey, made his impact with that innovation all the way back in 1960.
Faithful flashbacks on Sactown Sports 1140. The Tribe Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
I love the faithful flashbacks. I don't remember, the one we had today, but it's an interesting history lesson. Alan, are you getting a little bit of football fever with OTAs this week?
I am. Moves happen, and especially out here, we're so enthralled with the Kings and the draft and all that. I looked up yesterday and I saw, Kyler Murray's on the Vikings now. Mm-hmm. They're talking about, it's not awkward.
Oh, did you hear the back and forth?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
They just asked Kyler, what's it like with JJ? And they asked JJ, and JJ gave a weird answer.
Well, yeah, and something
it's
about
like two kids in class.
Or back to high school or something.
He said it's like just two kids in the same classroom and you just look at each other.
Yeah.
We just sit on the other side of class. It's the other side of the classroom, but we're in the same class.
It was weird.
Yeah, Kyler's so interesting because he actually is really good, like PR-wise. I know he had the stuff early about not studying enough film, but he answers. He is a good starting QB. He just can't stay healthy, and he might not like football that much. But besides that, he says all the right things.
Yeah. We're going to get back to the draft here in just a moment and why teams – hopefully the Kings will not be one of those teams this year, why they're so often wrong when evaluating draft prospects. But we have people that want to talk about baseball and Sacramento's bid for an expansion team right now on the phone. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Let's start with a special edition of Check It with TC. TC, what's up?
Hey, mic check. Ramsey, good looking, bro. Hey, Whitey, Alan, what's up, man?
What's up, TC?
What do you think, TC? You excited? You a baseball fan, TC?
Bro, Whitey, Alan, y'all heard me. Y'all know, listen, y'all baseball guys. All 3 of y'all. Well, actually, all 4 of y'all, if we throw Jay in.
Yeah.
I'm not even World Series. I got a story for y'all, right? Because, I'm a football, basketball guy. I got a story. when I was 11, so listen, when I was 9, 10, we went to I played for the Little League, right?
Yeah.
That was my only 2 seasons I ever played. My first year, we played for the Reds. We went to the World Series and won. My second year, I played for the Phillies, bro. We went to the championship and lost. I played left field. That was my only 2 years, and it was crazy to be that successful in that sport and for me not to pick it up and run with it, bro, right?
Yeah.
So for me to be talking about baseball is crazy.
Yeah.
It's happening for Sacramento, bro. Listen, we got the funds. We need more money, but when they start talking about the funds and the presentation that we had, bro, we in good. It was a reason why we didn't get the WNBA. And nothing shout out to the Monarchs. Listen, we finna get an MLB team out here in Sacramento, bro. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting, and I really feel like we're gonna have the funds and the people to back it up. Is it gonna be Uncle V? A lot of people might be mad, but it is what it is because he's gonna be one of the investors in this team if he's not already one of the investors, bro. We finna revamp that area down there, and it's gonna be fun. We gonna be, Whitey Allen, look, I'm super optimistic, bro, but I'll be real with what I'm saying. We gonna be on these airwaves excited talking about, bro, we got a soccer stadium, a Major League Baseball stadium, and a basketball stadium in the same area. Downtown is cracking. That's all I got, bro. I'm excited, bro. It's happening in Sacramento. Y'all don't trip. Just wait.
How about that?
Sacramento.
It sounds, Alan, like baseball was too easy for TC.
Yeah.
2 years, winning championships, going to championships. Like, not challenging enough.
1 chip, 1 appearance, and he's done.
Yeah, and by the way, TC, you may already know this. I don't know if you listened today. There was there were quite a few mentions of Mr. Ranadive.
Yes.
And his role in all of this.
He was not in attendance, but he was talked about a good bit. Talked about a good bit.
I believe, wasn't it Mayor Guerrero who kind of framed him as the one who envisioned this particular situation with the A's in Sacramento?
And giving the opportunity to West Sacramento. To West Sacramento.
Being careful, aren't you?
Very, very careful about West Sacramento. I love West Sacramento.
How about Cameron joining us here on Sactown Sports? Hey, Cam, what's up?
Hey, what's up? I ain't gonna have that TC energy because I'm not quite as amped. Let me rephrase that.
That's all right.
I'm absolutely amped to have a team here. That presentation was kind of vanilla. No disrespect to anybody who was there, but it's kind of like we walked out, hey, we got a space right here. The casinos are going to pay for it. Here go a bunch of important people. You know what I mean? I had that feeling, you know, when your teacher back in the day used to slap the test in your hand when it was over and roll her eyes and say you passed. You know what I mean? Kind of like I thought this was something for the people because it's not an official presentation to the league, right? This was just kind of our own coming out.
A little bit of everything, yeah, some of that, but I think some of it was just the official declaration, yeah.
I'm just angry the thing didn't make me tingle, man. I'll be honest.
All right.
It just didn't amp me up, man. I'm excited at the prospect. Lord willing, it happens. I'll be signing whatever they need me to sign. I'll raise my tax recorder. I don't care. But the presentation was a little vanilla, man. Because Nashville's going to bring it. Utah's going to bring it. That's not going to fly.
All right,
they
Cam.
need to step it up a little bit.
Thank you. We'll send Mr. Broom out to talk to Cam.
Yeah.
No disrespect, but I don't disrespect me.
Well,
I understand what he's saying.
Well, I got confirmation. I mean, Salt Lake already did theirs, from what I was told.
Really? I didn't even know they did one. It's just kind of a foregone conclusion they're in.
Yeah, don't quote me, but I was told today, because I said the same thing. I said, okay, this is going to set the standard or whatever. And I was told, well, it's actually the opposite. Salt Lake, and I think they had mentioned Portland too. Salt Lake had already did theirs. Like I said, maybe I got the wrong information, but that's what I had heard.
Yeah, I'm not entirely clear on that, and I know you have unimpeachable sources. But given that baseball hasn't even really announced they're expanding, that it would give the opportunity for those cities to respond. Once baseball does say, all right, we're looking for new teams, maybe even Sacramento will have a response to that. But even though cities like Nashville that has been pursuing a team for years, they may have something official once baseball announces that we are looking for expansion teams, you know?
Yeah. I'm wondering if maybe it just wasn't as big as what Sacramento did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to confirm that. But I literally asked that question to who I was speaking to today. Hey, just double checking.
It may be a matter of semantics. For example, I know the Portland Diamond Project has been going on for years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an organization trying to secure a team for Portland. But I don't know if they had a big announcement. And if they did, it was so long ago that it didn't have quite as much impact because baseball wasn't expanding at the time.
Well, I think this all brings up a good point. Let's forget whether or not Utah already did one. The fact that Sacramento has definitely done it the biggest, it seems like, so far. Who's to say Utah doesn't say, yeah, we did a small one? You ever had a soft opening, and then a hard launch? Maybe Utah and Portland, maybe they are already in the mix, and maybe they say, you know what, now that Sacramento, we were kind of waiting to see who else would reveal themselves. Now we can go back and do a full-on blow up with fans, just like Sacramento did. So maybe to that point, even if they did something, they could go back. Maybe they could do that.
Mm-hmm. They may revisit the whole thing. We'll look into that. When we come back, we'll look at the numbers that matter. The numbers that matter and what they say about who the best players are going to be in the NBA. The draftees are going to be the best players, no matter what the scouts and the experts say. That's next on Sactown Sports.
Welcome in for another edition of Story Time with Matt George. Take it away, Matt.
Killa, a gentleman pulls up in front of me, and you can hear the bass in this dude's car.
Okay, go on.
Your boy is not one as a nerd to yuck anybody's yum in terms of nerddom. I have the entire map from Lord of the Rings tattooed on my arm for life.
What could he possibly have been listening to?
It was EDM in a made-up language. I'm not joking.
Can you sing a few bars for us?
No, that's exactly what it sounded like.
Never a dull moment, right? Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
We're living through a monetary crime scene, and your IRA or 401k is a key victim. Hi, Dr. Ron Paul here. In 1971, gold was $35 an ounce. After the dollar was cut loose from it, inflation soared. And in just 9 years, gold hit $850. People who diversified into precious metals survived and thrived. Today, we're in a worse position because we face inflation and massive debt. Fortunately, gold is still an option. My trusted friends at Birch Gold Group can help you own gold inside your retirement account. Plus, you pay 0 penalties on the transfer. Start now by getting a free info kit on gold. Text the word SECURE to 989898. We're facing the same monetary chaos as the 70s with significantly more debt. Get your free info kit from Birch Gold. Just text SECURE to the number 989898.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I'm talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Chad, what's going on for the Memorial Day sales event?
Right now, you can save up to $14,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duties. And with over 500 new Rams available, you won't find a better selection of new Rams in California.
Oh, is that it?
Not even close. Not only can you save up to $14,000 off MSRP and get 5.9% APR financing for 84 months, you also get no payments for 90 days on select inventory. That's thousands in combined savings on California's best priced heavy-duty trucks.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
14,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 2500 Laramie after $1,500 factory incentive and $10,500 dealer discount. Incentives include $500 on the job upfit for eligible upfit, $1,000 business owner bonus with proof of business ownership, and $1,000 trade-in assistance on eligible vehicles. 5.9% APR for 84 months equals $14.59 per thousand borrowed. No payment for 90 days on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. Must finance through SFS for qualified buyers. 5 of the net savings. See dealer for details.
Turn up the volume. Here's your Sactown Sports Live events calendar, where the action goes way beyond the game. Starting things off June 5th, don't miss a legend, Ringo Starr and his all-star band, live at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Then it's time for summer fun. The El Dorado County Fair runs June 18th through the 21st, packed with rides, live music, great food, and nonstop entertainment. On June 20th, turn it up with the rock favorites, Night Ranger at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. June 26th, another icon hits the stage, John Fogerty at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Laugh it up July 18th with comedian Gary Owen at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Then August 16th, country superstar Kane Brown takes over Ironstone Amphitheater. September 11th, slow it down with the soulful sounds of Anthony Hamilton at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. And on October 2nd, rock legends Leonard Skinner brings the classic to Ironstone Amphitheater. Concerts, comedy, legends, all in one place. The Sactown Sports Live events calendar. More details at SactownSports.com.
Today on the pod, we're talking to Megan, trapeze artist and Scratchers enthusiast. So, Megan, what do you like about playing Scratchers?
Well, they're easy to play when I'm hanging around.
Oh, okay. Like when you're relaxing?
No, like when I'm hanging on the trapeze. I swing upside down, then do a quadruple somersault, all while playing Scratchers. Watch this. Ta-da!
Unbelievable.
I know, right?
Scratchers from the California Lottery. A little play can make your day. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase player claim.
Download the app and listen to The Drive Guys.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
Coming up top of the hour, we're going to take a look at the Portland Diamond Project in Big League Utah and how long they've been operating and what, if anything, they have managed to accomplish. And now Sacramento's in the running with the Sacramento Pitch. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Things are percolating.
The Sacramento Pitch. Shout out West Sacramento.
Thank you, Alan. Very well done. Before we look at some numbers on some of these draft prospects, numbers that, according to history, really matter the most. Real quick here from The Ringer is the most recent. I think this was as of yesterday by Danny Chow. Yeah. Mock draft 1, DeBonsa, Washington. 2, Peterson, Utah. Your friend Brendan Nunes in his big board today at SactownSports.com, he has Darren Peterson number 1.
Wow.
3, Cam Boozer, Memphis. 4, Caleb Wilson, Bulls. Keaton Wagler, 5 to the Clips. Mikael Brown Jr., 6 to the Nets, according to The Ringer's mock. Acuff Jr. to the Kings at 7. Mara, 8, Hawks. Fleming's 9 to the Mavericks. Cameron Carr, 10 to the Milwaukee Bucks. Braden Burry's 11 to the Warriors. And Lendeborg, 12 to the Thunder.
Man. A little bit of switch-ups there.
Right.
Okay.
That's why I kept going. Dalen Swain, 13 Miami, and so on.
Okay.
And so on. Yeah. But I know a gentleman called us a couple days ago and said that he pays a lot of attention to Nate Silver's NBA draft projections. And so I know you did the research and tracked this down. It's behind a paywall and everything. But there's a model that focuses on who the best players are going to be. And historically, this model's been accurate.
Yes. It's been definitely accurate based on players that they thought were going to hit and on what level they were going to hit. And he has released the new version of it for this upcoming draft.
And one of the principles of this is that current production is chronically underrated. The strongest predictor of future NBA success is current success. You know, we so often look, and more importantly, the people who do this for a living so often try to project. Here's the guy, here's what he's done, but what will he do 2 or 3 years down the road? And Nate Silver's model is based more on, what is a guy doing now, right?
Right. And with that being said, we will reveal some of the surprises and some of the obvious statements here. And I think the whole thing is a bit of a surprise. So you have the Prism score like Whitey laid out, and then you have 3 tiers from that Prism score, okay?
The Prism score, by the way, focuses on identifying good, impactful players for their age without glaring holes in their statistical profiles.
Yes, so the tiers, superstar, all-star, quality starter. So I'm going to start from the top. I'll just go easy.
Well, it must be a lot of superstars, huh?
Well, two.
Two
superstars. You want to try to guess?
Oh, well, obviously it's DeBonsa and it's Peterson. Thank you. Drive home safely.
Definitely not Darren Peterson.
What?
So the top Prism score this season is Cam Boozer. Okay, Cam Boozer.
Of course, if it's based on what have you done for me lately.
At 89.4. And then you have DeBonsa, number 2, at 83.8. So Cam by a lot. The next tier, Whitey, All-Star. You want to guess who comes in at number 3 at 81.4?
I already know. It's Adrian Peterson.
Coming in at number 3, Kingston Flemings.
What?
Kingston Flemings, All-Star, the number 1 or the first player in the All-Star team.
Alan, I've been trying to tell you how good he is.
I know you have. Next on the list.
How many All-Stars do we have here?
4.
4, okay.
Next on the list, coming in at number 4, you want to take a guess?
I'm going to guess Darren Peterson.
You would be wrong again.
Oh, no.
Not Darren Peterson. It would be at 80.3. Keaton Wagler.
Ooh.
Yeah, on this Prism score. You want to take a guess at the third All-Star?
I'm all in on my guy.
Darren Peterson?
Yeah.
That would be incorrect.
Oh.
Caleb Wilson at 79.5. All right, you want to take a guess at the last All-Star?
He's got to at least be projected to be an All-Star, doesn't he? Darren Peterson?
At 79.3, Darren Peterson.
Yeah.
So that's it. And
never question Bruce Dickinson.
Right. And if you think about this, guys, there's another surprise in there. Okay?
All right, so all kidding aside, the 4 All-Stars?
4 All-Stars.
According to Nate Silver's projections?
Yes. Kingston Flemings, Keaton Wagler, Caleb Wilson, Darren Peterson.
All right.
Okay?
So who haven't we mentioned yet? Because you said DeBonsa and Boozer are the top 2, right?
Right. Next on the list to start out the quality starter. So this guy was a tenths of a point away from being lauded as an all-star.
I don't know how closely you follow it, Alan, but there's a guy that the Kings have been linked to that you haven't mentioned yet. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm wondering if his name's coming up here soon.
Okay.
Yeah. But these are not projected to be all-stars.
Quality starters.
Quality starters.
Yes, but this player is right there on the fringe.
All right. I'm done guessing.
Braden Burries.
My guy.
Braden Burries at 78.1. At 77.5 would be Patrick Ngongba from
Really?
Duke. That's right. At 76.5, Yaxel Lendeborg.
Oh, my goodness. Now, you joke about him, but do you like him or you just...
I just know the Kings can't take him based on where they're at.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make a ton of sense.
Yeah, where did I have him going in this mock? 12th to OKC, according to the Ringer.
And at number 10, at 74.5, so 2 points less than Yaxel at 9, Darius Acuff Jr.
So according to Nate Silver's Prism projections, Darius Acuff projects to be a quality starter.
That's right.
That's a ceiling.
That's right. That's right. Now, again...
But Keaton Wagler and Kingston Flemings project to be all-stars.
Right. Now, for whatever it's worth, this was at the end of March, so it was probably right after. I mean, it was during March Madness, but a lot of these guys were done.
Okay.
Right. So, maybe things can change a little bit after that. Whitey at 11, Ade Mara at 12, Morez Johnson Jr., Tyler Tanner ended up going back to school at 13, Dalen Swain at 14, Nate Ament scratching and clawing at 15 at 71.1. So the biggest, obviously, part of this story is that Darius Acuff is not a superstar according to this model, not an all-star according to this model, and he is 4th on the list of quality starters behind other. Now, he doesn't even have, maybe because Michael didn't play, but he doesn't even have Michael Brown Jr. on here. That's something else to keep in mind.
Oh, well, if you're projecting based on what he did last year, his injury may have basically rendered him.
I mean, he has Caleb, but.
Right. And again, Alan, for anybody who's interested more in this, it's behind a paywall, right?
That's right. So
thank you again to the listener who told us about all this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and you're right. I think Caleb probably played more than Michael Brown Jr.
Mm-hmm. This is the Silver Bulletin. Is that right? Is that the source?
Yeah, you can find it from a couple kind of different places. Nate Silver, he posted it himself on natesilver.net. So you can find it there. And, yeah, he's got his breakdown of it all.
Yeah. If we have a chance, either today or tomorrow, we'll have to circle back and see how accurate he's been historically.
Definitely.
I know the gentleman who told us about this said, he's been pretty accurate.
He's been pretty spot on.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll come back, take a look at how the Sacramento pitch stacks up against the Portland Diamond Project and Allen's favorite, Big League Utah, next on Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I keep seeing celebrities posts, me in the 90s versus now. Well, the person staring at me in the mirror is definitely not the same person that could pull off bootcut jeans. Time creeps up on us so slowly. You don't see it until suddenly you do. Same thing goes for your bills. $1 here, an uptick there. It's a slow burn until one day you realize the price you're paying now is way higher than when you signed up. But at T-Mobile, customers had the lowest wireless bills versus Verizon and AT&T over the past 5 years. And with T-Mobile on their experience plans, you get a 5-year price guarantee, so you know exactly what your plan price will be for the next 5 years. So at least that's one thing that won't change over time. I can't guarantee you'll still look good with frosted tips, but T-Mobile can give you a clear guarantee on your wireless plan.
Lower bills based on Harris X billing snapshots from Q3 21 to Q4 25 compared to average AT&T and Verizon bills. Comparison excludes discounts, credits, and optional charges. Price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com.
To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock t-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tee at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Now that we know a lot more about the Sacramento pitch and Sacramento's efforts to land a Major League expansion team, how does the Sacramento pitch stack up against Big League Utah and the Portland Diamond Project? We'll look at that in just a moment. First, we were just talking about Nate Silver's I'm sorry, I just lost it here. What is it called? The Silver Bulletin, pardon me, and his projections for NBA players. Alan had some projections, and he has discovered some updates on some of those.
Yeah, like you said, Whitey, he updated a couple after the
Combine. Right? Yeah.
So it actually dropped. I'm looking here. It's just a little real quick, but
now there's only
top
one.
5.
There's only one superstar projection.
Yeah. So now it's only Cam Boozer. So
what?
I don't know. I guess AJ didn't have a good enough combine. He dropped into the All-Star category. I can only see the top 5 right here, but it still goes AJ, then Keaton at 3, then Kingston Fleming's at 4, Braden Burry's at 5. But I think the larger point is I find it hard to believe that A-Cup goes from quality starter, at the end of March to all-star, definitely not superstar. So I think that was the biggest takeaway because everyone's been talking about Acuff and how, according to this prism, which has been pretty spot on.
Yeah.
He's a not low-level quality starter, but, on the back end.
I think that's really interesting. We'll talk more about that probably tomorrow, get into it a little bit more and look at the history of this thing to see how reliable it is, and we'll be keeping an eye on that going forward. Thanks again to the listener who alerted us to that. Thanks to everybody who came by and said hi today. Alan and I had the privilege of being out there for the Sacramento pitch. I know Chris posted some pictures. Chris came by.
Yeah.
And then there was a big Alan fan who, and it's fine, honestly, but he didn't care that I was there. He didn't really want to talk to me. So we appreciate that because I don't care why you listen to the show. If you listen to the show, thank you. So,
shout out Chris. That hit us up on social media. Shout out Sean as well. Got to talk to Sean for a good bit. So everybody that we met today.
And Tony and Michelle Dapper.
Yeah. Sean Cunningham.
Yeah.
The whole crew. Obviously, I saw Chris Biederman. We talked for a little bit. So the whole crew was out. Kevin John came by.
Right.
Had to say what's up to Kev.
Dusty Baker may have waved at Alan.
I don't know, Tone. I think he was waving at your boy. He said, isn't that the guy from River Kitties? I think that's my guy. So
Alan Styles.
That's right. So shout out to everybody
Alan is a legit Alan.
Thank you. Still don't really know what that means, but thank you. So yeah, it was quite the day. You know, Whitey, it's not the same, but how would you compare this? Because I was on the air as it was happening, as the press conference was happening. Is this comparable at all to the A's coming to Sacramento announcement? I mean, that was the craziest day of radio I've ever had in my career.
That was tinged by some bad feelings. Wait, the A's are doing what? How is this going to work? Some bad feelings about the fact that they had left Oakland, that they were leaving Oakland, and Sacramento had a role in that. There were a lot of questions like, wait, how in the world can this work?
Right.
So that was more of a, hold on now, what are you doing? And this was much more positive, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's going to work, but, oh, yeah. I mean, this is where we're putting the stadium. This is what it looks like. This is how we're paying for it. Yeah, all right, I get that. Yeah, Let's go.
See you later.
Yeah,
well, I guess that's a good question. What is next? Right? You get everybody riled up. You got my guy, Mr. Broom. Believe in yourself. And then now what?
Well, the first thing that happens that we don't hear about is, other than Michelle Dapper pointing out that, well, there's a lot of investors interested. So, they'll be busy working on that. I don't know how much of that we'll ever hear about, but the search continues for somebody who really wants to come in as the biggest investor. Yeah. I mean, if and when you get somebody there, maybe somebody like who saw this today or, there's probably a lot of those types of people that have that kind of money that listen to Matt and Kayla every day. So they're listening and they hear the thing today or they're watching it on YouTube like, yeah, I think So tomorrow, they're going to sign up for that. That would be big news. So that would be the, fingers crossed, that'll be a big part of it.
Yeah.
If and when that happens.
Right. And I know we were talking about Utah and Portland a little bit, and we looked up some of the details on it because we were trying to figure out, based on some of the conversations I had today, Utah back in March felt like they had a little something, but it was not a full-blown, I don't even know if it was open to the public. So it did happen. It just was not, I think Sacramento wanted to make it a show.
Right.
And they made it a show.
Sacramento Pitch established 2026. Big League Utah group pursuing Major League Baseball. It was formed in April of 2023. Big League Utah was established in April of 2023 by business leaders, elected officials, and sports figures with a goal of securing a Major League Baseball team. And I don't know, they probably had some sort of announcement. I don't know that they had as big of a deal as we had today. And then Portland Diamond Ballpark Project. This tells you, we talk about, it's a marathon, not a sprint. The Portland Diamond Ballpark Project started in 2017. So Portland's been at this for a while. In 2017, Rob Manfred announced that an ownership group was working to secure financing for a stadium to bring a major league team to Portland. In 2017.
I mean, this would be pretty devastating for these groups, right? To feel like this is the epitome, hashtag Tony Vitello. This would kind of be the epitome of skipping the line, right, Whitey? I mean, Portland and Utah, one of them would have been, even if Sacramento didn't come into play, one of them would have been salty, but at least they could have said, hey, we knew it was between them. But if neither of them, it feels like you're watching The Bachelor, right, or The Bachelorette.
Right.
And there's 3 people left, and 2 of them feel like, hey, he told me he loved me. He told me he loved me. Then he doesn't pick either of you, right? The person that you didn't even see coming, they're the ones that end up going home with the ring.
Yeah, I do remember this. In June of 2018, June 1st, it was announced that Russell Wilson was investing in the Portland Diamond Project along with Ciara. I remember that. And in November of 2018, the Portland Diamond Project announced it had reached an agreement to build a baseball park on the Willamette. But September of 24, they announced that they had signed a letter of intent to purchase Zedell Yards, a large piece of undeveloped land in the South Waterfront neighborhood. That is their current site. Again, who cares about Portland? Well, we're just, comparing Sacramento to these other cities. So in June of 2025, the Oregon governor authorized the state to set aside $800 million for the construction of a baseball stadium if Portland is awarded a franchise, and that money would be repaid by income taxes on players who come in to play there. So that's important because my understanding is a lot of people that think Sacramento can pull this off look at that and go, yeah, they may have a problem with that. If it ever gets close enough where people have to pay attention to it, you may have some players' unions who say, we don't want to pay for your stadium. We don't want to be taxed when we come into play there.
Yeah.
And they had some similar issues in Memphis.
Would there be a conversation with Portland, even if Sacramento wasn't in the mix, maybe for whatever reason they thought they could still beat out Salt Lake City, but now adding Sacramento to the mix, does Portland have an internal conversation to say, hey, should we look at other ways to fund this, or is it too far gone? And they say, we're either going to get it this way or we're not.
Yeah, I don't know, and not to dodge your question, and maybe this is apples and oranges, but my understanding is there are some people in Portland now that are nervous about the Blazers leaving.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the penny pinching that's going on out there. It feels like we're watching Moneyball and, hey, I got to pay for my own snacks and things like that. I got to make sure you got your debit card and your back and your baseball pants.
Yeah.
So you're right, Whitey. And sometimes, the hot city or the growing city, sometimes it's overstated. And I'm not saying it is overstated about Sacramento. I'm just saying a lot of other cities are saying the same thing about them. Like if you watch Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, we literally have an inside joke where everywhere he goes to, he says, yeah, this city's on the rise. Guy could go anywhere. I'm not going to name a city, but Guy could go anywhere.
You ever been to Gorilla Barbecue in Pacifica? He's been there.
No.
Okay, because it's right off the freeway. I thought maybe you'd seen it.
I need to go.
Yeah.
Guy just had an episode of Drivers, Dine-Ins, and Drives on 20th and Broadway last Friday.
In Sacramento?
Yes, for a Filipino restaurant.
See, and you know what he's going to say? This city is up and coming. But he says it everywhere.
We can get him on if you want, by the way. I think he comes on.
I would like that.
Okay.
I would like that. But he says it everywhere. Sometimes it's overstated. In this situation, though, guys, when it's going in the opposite direction, I think that's just as important. And the idea and the optics matter. Sacramento seems to be growing. Sac Republic, Sac State, Sacramento, all of this. On the other side, Whitey, you're right. This Portland thing, this dude is screwing it up for the city of Portland with everything that he's doing out there. Those optics matter. Major League Baseball is not going to want to enter a city that's dealing with NBA stuff. They want something as clean as possible, and that's another reason why this seems to be a two-horse race.
Yeah, so when you look at those things, it's easy to see why Salt Lake City is considered a stronger contender for a team than Portland. I mean, Portland's been at it for a long time. On the one hand, wow, that's great. On the other hand, they haven't gotten anything done.
Yeah.
So you wonder how much traction they're ever going to get. As far as Salt Lake City goes, local and state regulatory approval has already been obtained for building a baseball stadium in Salt Lake City's Power District. The Power District is close to the Utah State Fair Park, which is why I think, Alan, there's a really impressive mock-up, but there's like a big Ferris wheel in the back. And we were looking at that going, why is there a Ferris wheel there? Well, because the Utah State Fair Park's right there.
I mean, and they got a district. What was it called? The Power District.
Power District.
Headed down to the Power District.
Uh-huh.
You know, here you go, Whitey. This was what was said back in March. The visions of McCovey Cove outside Oracle Park in San Francisco immediately dance in people's heads, including that of State Senator Lincoln Fillmore.
Whoa, what? In Utah, they're going to hit it into McCovey Cove?
They got a river. They got a river out there. Or what is it? There you go. With this dream that in April of 2032, this river will be full of kayaks, canoes, and fishing nets of people wanting to catch the first home run. Jordan River, I told you.
Oh, the Jordan River, okay.
The Jordan River. Home run balls leaving the park could land. Here it is. The CEO of Miller Company, Steve Starks, told the Deseret News the company is working with ballpark architects on site plans for where a stadium would go, how it would be oriented, and seating capacity. Generally, it would be located on the west side of the river, facing the Wasatch Mountains. Home run balls leaving the park can land in Jordan River. See, you got it. Sacramento, move that thing back. We all need rivers. You got to move it back.
Well, it's right there on the river, the site for the new stadium. That's that's easy if they wanted to. That would be a little, see, it's tougher for us. In Utah, they can do that. But if Sacramento did it, people say, you're trying to be San Francisco.
Stark
they already
said,
have that down the I-80.
Yeah, it would be tough. Stark said he doesn't know the dimensions of the ballpark yet. That will be a really cool feature, but I'm assuming Aaron Judge could probably knock one into the river. Well, he's right-handed, but you understand. I think the biggest thing I took away from the conversations that I had today, Whitey, with Utah versus Sacramento, Sacramento felt like their job today was to show what was concrete. And Utah has concepts of a location, or a location but not an exact spot. Just like I said, it's going to be, on the generally it would be located on the west side of the river. So they didn't sit there and say, there's the spot, the same way Sacramento said, there's a spot. I can point to it on a map right there. Mm-hmm. And along with a lot of the other plans. So I think that's the reason Sacramento felt like they could come out and show Major League Baseball and potential owners and potential investors, we have more concrete stuff than Portland and Utah, and we started a couple months ago.
Yeah, well, let's face it, the bar's been raised by the fact that Utah has this shovel-ready site for new MLB ballpark at the 100-acre Rocky Mountain Power District in Salt Lake City. So when Utah comes in, is like, yeah, this is where we're putting it, and we got funding and everything. So if you want to get in the race, as Sacramento did, you at least have to have that, which is no small deal to say, here's where we're putting the stadium, we have the land, and we have the funding.
Right.
That's remarkable.
So I guess it's the holdup, or the difference is Utah has the site, but it's just a matter of where the ballpark is going to go on the site?
I'm not sure. I know you had talked to somebody today who said that there are some issues here. Related construction started in Salt Lake City's Power District in April of 23. So they have the site. There's not an issue with where the park goes that I'm aware of, but I know someone told you that they still are not sure exactly.
Or not an issue, but it just wasn't as concrete. But obviously what you just read feels pretty concrete outside of some semantics of where.
Yeah, and this is from
acres.
Wikipedia, so, rock solid.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I think we're already ahead of Portland. I do.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Portland.
And don't forget Vancouver. Oops, I just did. Vancouver has talked about entering this fray, and some have said, yeah, that's just the mayor looking for publicity.
I don't know. That's where they were hiking, right? They hike up.
They hike up. They do a lot of. That's pretty much it. Pretty much what they do.
That's all the hiking. Okay.
Yeah. Let me check on Vancouver MLB expansion. So we got a shot. I mean, I really think if you're being objective at all, you would at least have to say Sacramento has a legitimate shot at pulling this off. Mm-hmm. Favorite? I don't know. Legitimate shot? Yeah. Viable contender? Yes. And that's trying not to be a cheerleader. That's trying to be, somewhat objective about it.
Yeah. I think there are 3 real contenders right now. And I think that's the other question. If Sacramento got in the mix, does that mean somebody else on the West could get in the mix? And how does that change?
I don't even know who else we could be talking about with Vegas figuring to get a team already.
That's true.
Uh-huh. So I like our chances.
I don't think that. I think from what I've taken from the calls today, I think Sacramento as a city is taking this the correct way. I think that, there's not a lot of, we're going to do it. Like if you were there today in the Sacramento chant, that was hyping me up, but also maybe worrying me a bit. Oh, is this going to, number one, there's still so much that can happen. Number 2, the timing of it all, there's just, you can't take it from somebody like me. You can't just kind of blow it out too fast. Then, you're left thinking, man, all right, there's still a lot of work to be done. So I think I am glad that Sacramentans and the listeners today didn't necessarily, and I think in part that's because of the MLS thing. It's going to take more to get them.
Sure.
And that's not a matter of, oh, believe in yourself. We deserve this. I think it's, I believe in myself, but it's not my money.
Right.
It's not my plans.
Right.
So I'm just kicking it, and if we get it, we get it.
Alan, one of the cool things about the Sacramento, and I don't think I was working here at the time, but I'm aware of it, so I'm not trying to tell you, this is how it was, because I wasn't working here. But some of that has roots in the whole, when they'd have rallies and announcements that Sacramento's keeping its basketball team. And it was Sacramento.
Yeah.
So that goes way back, and that has real significance.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're whipping that out now. That kind of shows they want everybody to believe that this thing is going to happen.
Vancouver City Council recently, just to get an idea, where's Vancouver? Their city council recently approved a motion put forth by the city's mayor to initiate a bid process by the city to identify prospective ownership groups. So that's kind of where that is. It's a lot of talk.
They're just going to quietly, they're those presidential candidates that just kind of disappear. They'll just drop off at some point.
The Globe and Mail reported that there is at least one lead investor group and that Ryan Reynolds could be involved. Ryan Reynolds, actor, Vancouver native.
Doesn't he have that soccer? Is that him?
I think so.
With the soccer show about owning the soccer team?
I think so.
Isn't that him?
Is he Mint Mobile?
I'm not sure. When you see somebody's face too much, you're not really sure where you saw them.
Vancouver should become the next home of a Major League Baseball team, says Ken Sim, the Vancouver mayor. So, well, okay, I guess he's right. Then that's over.
Yeah.
Vancouver's mayor said they should get a team. Checkmate.
They all are saying it. I mean, I'm looking forward to the next presser because they're going to have streamers and champagne. They're going to have to outdo Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
They got swag hats that say whatever V on them for Vancouver. They're going to have to do a lot here.
They're going to have it at the site of the ballpark, which Sacramento came close to doing today.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they probably thought about it, but just being in West Sacramento where they were located, I think it was the right move.
We were talking much earlier today about a question raised by Kevin McClatchy, who was there today. He used to own the Pirates, used to own the Bee, and Kevin McClatchy is quoted here as saying, Sacramento is a great baseball town, and I probably would even say a better baseball town than a basketball town. Again, that's a long time. He used to be a major league owner, so maybe a little biased there. But we've been kicking that around a little bit, and there's a lot of people that are saying, yes, if we got a baseball team at the same time as a basketball team, people would still look at this as a baseball team. But given what the Kings have meant to the community, and given the way the Kings have, in a sense, put the Kings, or the city of Sacramento, I should say, on the map nationally, right now it's a basketball town. I love baseball, but Sacramento's a basketball town.
Yeah, I just took it as historically, this is who we are.
Yeah.
Historically, we're getting back to our roots if we are able to get a baseball team.
Dusty said Dusty was one of the original 12 Sacramento Kings season ticket holders.
Yeah.
He was still playing then, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and you get sign off like that from Dusty, and a lot of people are going to fall in line the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, best of luck. Sacramento's doing everything they can do. I will say this, every time Sacramento tries to do something like this, there are a lot of skeptics, both inside the city and outside. Right now, I think the skeptics are the chamber's pretty empty. There's not a lot you can always say, well, good luck. I don't think it's going to happen. Well, okay, maybe you're right. It's still as the commissioner once said on this station, David Stern, about the arena, the Golden One, it's a long putt, but it did drop. So if you could say, well, the odds are against you, maybe, but I think Sacramento's, as you say, the Ducks are in a row. There's nothing about Sacramento's efforts right now that you could really point to and go, yeah, that ain't right. They don't know what they're doing. Right. Sure, it'd be great if and when they get the lead investor, but other than that, it's like, all right, Sacramento knows what it's doing.
Yeah. It confirmed today that they were legit and that they have a legitimate shot at this, and they're putting themselves in a position to have a legitimate shot at this. So that's really what I took away from it. And we had heard we should have expected this, Whitey, because as much as they've talked about this and inviting fans, when I walked up there, they said, hey, are you press or general admission? So thinking people were just going to take time out of their day to come out.
They didn't recognize Alan Stiles?
Well, it was raining and she was rushing, so she just kind of worked for whoever.
Right.
Yeah, so she gave me the press pass. A lot of people did. She was one of the rare ones that didn't.
Sure.
And she's just doing her job, Whitey. Okay?
Right.
You meet a lot of people in that job. And for all of that to be planned out, we should have known that they had something cooking. I know, people that you spoke to said, hey, they're going to surprise some people today. And I think they did. And I am seeing some stuff, Whitey, not to take it there, but
no, we should.
I am seeing some stuff from the Bay Area, from Oakland. And let me just prepare everybody now. Bay Area, specifically East Bay, I don't know how much the Giants and Giants fans will care, but those people are going to be salty. They're going to be salty. So, try not to put yourself in positions where, things get dicey or just take the high road. But, they probably have a right to be salty.
Absolutely. I understand saltiness, but I'm just saying that really when it comes right down to it, if people who are hurt and get emotional, we've all been there as sports fans, you say things, you think things, but what I'm saying is there just is not really a lot there about this plan that you can legitimately criticize.
No, it's nothing about the plan. I think it's just we don't want this to happen.
Right.
And you know what puts everybody in a weird spot is the Giants of it all and how the Giants played a part in this. And I do wonder if you are, and I guess if you were an A's fan, clearly you don't care about the Giants, but a Giants fan, right? The idea of Sacramento getting a team, well, look, you already had the A's out here. The Giants had a hand in the A's leaving. And now, because of it, that gave Sacramento an opportunity to get a team. So I do wonder how Giants fans fit into all of this. And some of the Giants fans, or a lot of Giants fans, are from Sacramento. But it's this weird world that we find ourselves in where the Giants were kind of shady in how they were trying to get the A's out of here. Hey, you know, I know you know the history, Whitey, and you told me a lot of it of the San Jose situation, and the A's had that territory. Then the Giants said, well, that's ours now. So, I mean, I think the Giants got off easy in having a team 2 hours away instead of San Jose and saying, hey, well, even though you gave this to me, I'm not going to give it back.
Yeah, to keep the Giants from leaving, A's ownership said, well, you can have this territory.
Right.
Yeah, and the Giants like, it's ours now. You ain't getting it back.
No, and that, you know, business is business. So, yeah, I think it'll be a lot of weird feelings in general, but we're so far removed. That's the other thing. We're so far removed. If you are going to argue with somebody, can we at least wait till we get closer? It's just so early. It's so early in the mix to, you know, I'm already seeing it, Whitey, and it's giving me, you know, flashbacks again to when the A's announced that they were going to play in Sacramento. It's not as strong as that, but eerily similar to the Oakland versus Sacramento thing, which clearly is not something that I'm a huge fan of.
When we come back, you know, it's almost dinner time. What's cooking? What's cooking? Do we have an all-time great NBA team cooking right now? We'll look at that when we come back to Sactown Sports.
Welcome in for another edition of Story Time with Matt George. Take it away, Matt.
Killa, a gentleman pulls up in front of me, and you can hear the bass in this dude's car.
Okay, go on.
Your boy is not one as a nerd to yuck anybody's yum in terms of nerddom. I have the entire map from Lord of the Rings tattooed on my arm for life.
What could he possibly have been listening to?
It was EDM in a made-up language. I'm not joking.
Can you sing a few bars for us?
That's exactly what it sounded like.
Never a dull moment, right? Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton and Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton and Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
If you've ever endured a Sacramento summer and your air conditioner isn't exactly doing its job, oh man, how do you sleep at night? Turn on a big fan, kick off your sheets, even laying in front of an open refrigerator, which, by the way, is just weird. Nothing works. Not like an air conditioner that works. So right now, get yours professionally tuned up for as low as just $59. That way, you'll sleep the night away. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's Renter's Insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the four walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. 'Cause Birdie told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. I'll always trust an emu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
Alan, I think it was the Phillies who had this slogan years and years and years ago. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But I think it was the Phillies. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. Why not us?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I think that can be one of the rallying cries of Sacramento, the Sacramento pitch, right?
Well,
why not us?
Well, you know what? You know who else had that back in the day? It was part of his kind of mantra. Wasn't it Russell Westbrook? Why not? I think he still does hashtag why not. That's his motto.
Uh-huh.
So if you keep Russ, maybe he could be one of the investors. It all works together.
Oh, yeah.
That's
right.
it. That's his shoe name.
That's
the
his
why
shoe
not
name. Yeah, why not? I'm telling you. So it's all coming together, Whitey. There was always a greater story here.
Mm-hmm.
And a greater plan in what was going on.
It was used here apparently by the Diamondbacks in 2011, inspired by Matt Williams. I think a number of teams may have used that.
Yeah.
Why not us? But it certainly applies.
It does. It does. I mean, technically, it could apply to all of the teams, or all the cities.
No, because it applies to Sacramento, because Sacramento's the one that's going to get the team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, March 18th, Russell Westbrook, hashtag why not.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's got a why not foundation. So it's all right there.
He probably has a few extra bucks laying around he could invest.
I'm sure he could if he wanted to. He loves Sacramento.
There you go.
It's family.
Uh-huh.
Family is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
So why not?
Mm-hmm. So we got the NBA playoffs continuing tonight, Alan. Let me just ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible if the Thunder win, and they got to win the finals, but if they win the finals, back-to-back championships, would we have to say, man, that is an all-time great team? How close are this year's Oklahoma City Thunder trying to get back to the finals with a win tonight? How close are they to an all-time great NBA team?
Well, I think based on the numbers, you'd have to throw them in there, right?
If you win back-to-back, to me, anybody who goes back-to-back is like, oh, okay.
Right.
You're in a very exclusive club.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, and we know how the parity has been lately. I think you'd have to. Would everybody name them when they're naming great teams? Probably not. But I think based on the numbers, they should be.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, and I don't even know if I would put them there, but you'd have to. You'd literally have to. The Bulls, the Bulls, Spurs, Warriors, Heat.
Yeah, I'm thinking,
Thunder.
we had that period where the Bulls won 3, and then you had the Rockets won the 2, and then the Bulls won 3 more. But those 2 in a row, even though Michael wasn't playing at that time, he barely played towards the end of it. I mean, that's legit. And then you had, of course, before that all started, Detroit won 2 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
To me, 2 in a row is like, okay, I don't care how you did it, you're a great team.
We're doing the dynasty thing or no?
I mean, maybe a mini dynasty. It depends on your definition of dynasty.
Right.
Some people think if you're really good for a long time, it's a dynasty.
I do.
And I have a more formal definition of it. To me, it's like you gotta dominate for an extended period. That's what a dynasty is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're not there yet, but you can be an all-great team without being a dynasty.
Yeah.
Two different conversations.
Yeah.
Let me ask this to you, Kev. How many championships does it take for you to be a dynasty team?
What's an extended period? 3? I don't know.
I think 3 is 3 and 5. 3 and 5 years, I think you got to call that a dynasty.
Well, it depends what happens the other 2 years. That's where we differ. Like you're saying, like the Giants had a dynasty.
Yeah, the gap
and
year.
To me, it's like, well, wait a minute.
Now, 3 and 5, that's dynastic.
Huh.
I don't care what you did in the 2.
I do, and I think I'm in the minority.
What if it's
to me,
5?
Yeah.
What if you had, so what you're saying 3 and 5, but 2 stinkers versus, let's say, 1 in 5, but strong playoff runs the other 4.
Yeah, to me, the dynasty is you're dominating.
You're
ruling.
You got a really high bar.
Dynasty is the ruling, the Ming dynasty.
Right.
Like
so the Warriors.
The
almost. Spurs.
Yeah. I mean, the Warriors had a Western Conference dynasty, certainly.
Warriors, Spurs. So you would say not the Heat. They only got 2.
They did not. That was not a dynasty.
You got the Spurs?
In my opinion. Yeah. And again, I don't want to go too far down this road because
No,
I think I'm in the minority.
Yeah.
And I don't want
to. But I'm just saying, right now in your mind, Bulls, Spurs, Warriors.
Well, I mean, the Celtics.
Celtics and Lakers.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. Modern day.
Yeah.
Before
Bulls,
the Plumbers.
Yeah. Spurs? The Spurs were so spread out.
Yeah. But they still got 5, though.
I know they got 5, but
that's
it was between 1999 and 2014.
Yeah, that's why he said.
And another thing to me, you can't have 2 dynasties at the same time.
Okay.
So some people talk about, well, Magic, Lakers dynasty, and Larry Bird and Celtics dynasty. It's like, well, if they're both dynasties, then neither one is a dynasty.
Yeah.
So
I'd probably agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was just checking.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as a all-time great team, I would say so. You have to. You might not like how they do it, might not like the players, might not like how they play, but
yeah. And I mean no disrespect to Knicks fans or Spurs fans. I'm not assuming they're going to do that. This is the first time I've started to look at it like, wow, they have a shot at that. By the way, and thank you, Ramsey mentioned this earlier. I don't think we mentioned it on the air. Speaking of the Knicks, Mitchell Robinson has a BPF, broken pinky finger. Broken right pinky finger. No timetable for his return. They've been off since Monday. I got a feeling he still might be able to find his way into the finals.
Really?
Yeah, depending on how bad it is.
Tape that thing up?
Yeah.
Yeah, tape that thing up, get out of there.
Get that splint on there and wrap it up. Might affect his free throw shooting. He might make a few.
It might help. Might help. Yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I guess they've just been doing testing on it the last couple days, and then unfortunately,
probably not that bad then, right? If they had to test it, then it
that's what I'm thinking.
Bing bong.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, if it was obvious, then we saw some obvious ones.
Mm-hmm.
We saw some obvious ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I am hoping for Game 7, and I know you're hoping that De'Aaron Fox shows up and shows out tonight.
I think he will, but I mean, I don't know. Matt might take another day off if De'Aaron goes with the stinker in Game 7. Because then because if on the flip side, if he balls out in Game 7, win or lose, then Matt can wear the backwards jersey again. But if it's a stinker, right? Because I just don't think De'Aaron's going to have I just think he's going to play well tonight.
Yeah. Wemby's got to have a big game.
He does. He showed up. He got his outfit on. He's ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
He's ready to go. And they're about to tip off or just tipped off now, huh?
They're just getting ready, yeah.
San Antonio's up 9-2. They just started with about a minute and a half already gone in the game.
There you go.
They're running away with it.
De'Aaron Fox probably has all 9.
Probably. He needs it.
I was looking for confirmation on that. Ramsey.
Nope.
No.
He hasn't even attempted a shot.
All right.
They don't need.
That offense is humming.
They've hit 3 threes, 2 by Vic and 1 by Julian Champagny.
See, I'm telling you, you're going to get your Game 7.
It's over.
It's
already over. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. If Dagnall knows what he's doing, it's like take out your starters, rest them for Game 7.
Well, I guess we never checked. I'm just assuming no A.J. Mitchell and no Jalen Williams again. That's just my assumption.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll check on that. Also, we'll come back with a look at Alan's going to love this. A top 5 coach quarterback combo list, power rankings. Is Shaney and Purdy, you think they're a top 5 coach quarterback combo?
Now, how is that weighted? That's a different conversation.
We'll take a look next on Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the sound of Claire, cooking dinner at home. And that's the sound of a fraud alert from Wells Fargo, flagging a charge for a pricey restaurant in Paris. Considering Claire isn't in Paris right now, that seemed odd to the bank and to Claire. 2 taps later, Claire says nope to the charge, and Wells Fargo is on the case. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I'm talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Chad, what's going on for the Memorial Day sales event?
One word, options. Right now you can finance your new 2026 Ram 1500 with our lowest rate option of 2.9% APR for 72 months with no payments for 90 days. That will save you thousands in finance charges.
But what if I'm looking for a lower payment?
Then you can take advantage of our 4.9% APR financing for 84 months with no payments for 90 days. Either way, you're saving big, and you can get the new Ram of your dreams waiting at Hoblet.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, and now unbeatable interest rates. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
Must finance through SFS for qualified buyers. 2.9% APR for 72 months equals $15.15 per thousand borrowed. 4.9% APR for 84 months equals $14.08 per thousand borrowed. No payment for 90 days on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. Offers cannot be combined with other incentives. Excludes Ram 1500 RHO and Tungsten models. Sample VIN 42368. See dealer for details.
Hi, I'm Adam Johnson here with Golf Fitness Solutions. If you want more distance, less pain, better mobility, and a body that holds up for 18 holes, come see us. We're expanding in Carmichael, and you're invited to our grand opening party on June 13th from noon to 4. Tour our new space, meet the team, try the simulator challenge, see if you can make a hole-in-one, and learn how golf-specific training, stretching, massage, and assessments can help your game. Call 916-802-5175 or visit us at golffitnesssolutions.com for more information.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
Spurs leading the Thunder 11-7, as we mentioned. Looking ahead to the finals, Mitchell Robinson has a broken finger. I don't know how that'll affect him. They've said they don't know when he's going to return. I think he'll return. But it brings up an interesting question. Would you be more likely to hack a Mitchell Robinson in the finals if he's playing with a broken finger? And, of course, you and I, and I think Jay was with you, we went back and forth, like wildcats here on whether that's part of the game or not. I'm just wondering, Ramsey, what do you think? If I hack anybody, is that basketball? Does that have any place in the game?
I feel it does. It's a rule up until the 3-minute point of a quarter. It's put into the strategy of the game. If it wasn't, they would take the rule out.
Strategy of the game, Alan.
On the biggest stage.
Make your free throws.
Make your free throws, Mitchell Robinson. You have proven throughout your career, especially this season, you can't shoot free throws. Therefore, if I need to, I'm going to hack you. Prove it to me.
So you got Shea falling over. On the other side, you got Hacka Mitchell. What a disaster.
Best finals ever.
What a disaster.
Best finals ever.
That's terrible.
Maybe. He still could be the Spurs.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something, Whitey. We'll get into it tomorrow, but Dave was going back and forth.
I'm sorry, who?
Dave was going back and forth with some people about funding. And I guess
that sounds boring even for him.
Well, it was more so about the fact that the Giants.
Oh, the Giants, yeah, funding in the stadium and stuff, yeah.
Could put up a stink, but at the end of the day, that's really that they're just one team, and since they don't have territorial rights, there's not a ton. It's basically what we've been saying. There's just not a ton that they can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's still a great question. A lot of people are wondering, well, wait a minute. What are the Giants going to have to say about a team in Sacramento? And I think, based on what you just told me a moment ago, I think Dave made a really good point, which is there's potentially some upside. Thank you, Ramsey. Some upside to the Giants. I mean, if you need to tell them this, it could just be that baseball owners say, sorry, we just don't care what you think. But, hey, look, you got a team. As long as there's a team in Sacramento, there ain't going to ever be a team in Oakland.
Right. It's over now.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure, you'd rather not have any teams within, 5 million miles of you in the whole state probably, but you got a team in Sacramento, there's no way there's going to be another team in Oakland.
Well, funny enough, going to see the kiddos, of course, going back home after this. Funny enough, it's what you do with your toddler, right? When you're told, give them options. So when she comes home and it's 5 o'clock and she says, I want a popsicle, right? You say, well, you're either getting chicken nuggets, or you're getting mac and cheese. Those are your options. So now, what would you like? So you just tell the Giants, being the only team in Northern California isn't an option.
You ain't getting that popsicle.
You're not getting that popsicle. So do you want a team in the Bay with you again, or do you want a team in Sacramento? And the Giants would obviously say, we'll take Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
Now they didn't know that they didn't have a choice when they were voting to get the A's out of here, but they should have known. I mean, this is just too big of an area, too much of a growing population in Sacramento and just the Bay in general. They should have known that it wasn't going to be this easy. And maybe, Whitey, maybe they did. Maybe deep down they knew this is probably not going to last forever, but we're going to enjoy it while it happens. The one thing I was thinking, Whitey, and look, I might be I know it is Tinfoil Friday tomorrow.
Right.
I do wonder.
Thanos Thursday today.
Yes.
We haven't really observed that.
Well, they snapped and they made Utah go away.
Oh, okay.
And they definitely made Portland go away. That's what happened. But I wonder, Whitey, and again, I'm being Stretch Armstrong, if there's any world where it is Utah, or Utah is a front runner, but with the looming lockout, not sure how long it's going to take, this is a way to keep baseball on the forefront, to keep the baseball writers keep pumping out content. Hey, Sacramento has a bid, and here's Vancouver. I know the cities themselves are interested, but just an idea. I was just thinking about that during the break of, hey, let's keep baseball at the forefront with this expansion bid situation while we figure out the lockout stuff, similar to the lottery rules, because we don't want to talk about the tree planting and the betting and things like that.
So kind of a diversion, distraction.
Yeah, hopefully that's not it.
Mm-hmm.
But, Utah has been the head dog for a while here.
Yeah, I know that I've been one of those people, and I think you're with me, Alan, or I'm with you, however you want to phrase it, that, you know what, there's reasons to be optimistic that baseball, the owners, the players, yeah, there will be some rattling of sabers, but they'll figure things out because the business is booming right now. But then just when you see, baseball today officially, ownership proposing a salary cap, it's like, chill up and down your spine, right? Because that was what wiped out the World Series in '94.
Yeah, and yesterday, they came out with the MLB, the Players Association, and you thought, oh, that seems reasonable, maybe, just maybe, and then
I didn't really think that, but I was trying to pretend.
And they came back and said, nah, you know where this is going.
Yeah,
here's our proposal.
Yeah, when baseball proposes a salary ceiling that I think there's 8 teams right now that would have to slash payroll dramatically to meet that.
Good.
Yeah, the players are not going to sign up for that.
No. I know, yeah. Manny Machado, your guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love what the Dodgers are doing. Everybody should do it. Bryce Harper, I love what they're doing because these guys, they're making crazy money that nobody, basketball is getting there, but football could only dream of.
Real quick, Alan, let's wrap it up with a little bit of football. OTA's underway. I know we've talked a lot of baseball and a lot of basketball today. OTA's underway, so let's take a look at this from Sports Illustrated. Power rankings of the NFL's coach quarterback duos. Okay. Where do you think your club comes in? The Browns are last, by the way. Arizona's 31st, Miami 30th.
They probably just put the Raiders, I don't know, at 27th.
29, Jets 28, Raiders 28, Glenn Kubiak and Fernando Mendoza. Well, you just got a couple of newcomers. So.
Right. They don't even have Kirk.
So last year they were 15th.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, that did not work out.
Carolina, Nolans, Tennessee, Atlanta, the Colts 23, Tampa Bay 22, Steelers at 21, Vikings at 20. By the way, again, it was very odd today. Well, today's when we heard the audio of the interviews with Kyler Murray. Hey, what's it like with you and J.J. McCarthy? And Kyler's like, he's a young guy, and I'm kind of a veteran now, and I want to teach him everything I know. And then J.J. McCarthy's like, yeah, it's like two guys in a classroom just looking at each other. It was weird.
He's not helping his situation.
Yeah. Well, I think bottom line, he's like, I'm still the starter in my mind,
Well, you got to play the swag is one thing. You have to actually throw a football accurately at some point.
I think that's important. That's what Gruden used to say. He may still say it. It's like the number one thing a quarterback has to do is throw the football accurately. That's the number one thing.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. 19 Houston, Washington 18, Dallas 17, Ravens 16. Now, do you think that Purdy and Shanahan should be a top 5?
I think they have to be.
15 the Giants, 14 Buffalo, 13 the Eagles. Wow, that's kind of surprised. They were 28th last year.
After winning the Super Bowl?
Excuse me, they were 10th.
Oh, yeah.
Last year. 10th last year. Yeah. Detroit 12. Denver 11, and here we go, the top 10. Zach Taylor, Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals.
All right, that's a little high, man.
Number 9, according to Sports Illustrated. Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, the Chicago Bears.
Very reactive.
Number 8.
Oh.
Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Very reactive, times 2.
Number 7. Mike McDonald, Sam Darnold. Seattle Seahawks.
That's disrespectful, man.
Well, last year they were 21st, so they're up 14 spots.
They won a Super Bowl.
Up 14 spots.
Man, come on.
It says it's impossible not to be impressed by McDonald. Okay. Number 6. Oh, Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy. Number 6.
Oh.
Last year they were number 7.
You hate to see it. I really thought they were going to be in the top 5.
Number 5. I know you love Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love.
That's so stupid. That is so stupid. Enough with them. Can we live in a world where you have to actually produce?
It says the Packers have the bones of a championship team.
Every year. Every year. I'm so sick of it.
Number 4 in Sports Illustrated's quarterback coach power rankings, Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert. Chargers, number 4.
Disgusting.
Great coach, great quarterback. What's the problem?
Who put this out?
As Sports Illustrated, I'll check on the actual writer.
Goodness.
Number 3, Mike Vrabel and Drake May.
No comment.
Mm-hmm.
No comment.
You sure you don't want to comment at all on any aspect of
It's
this?
too high for me. That's it.
Uh-huh.
That's all I got.
You don't think the people that lost the Super Bowl should be higher than the people that won the Super Bowl?
I wouldn't think so.
Okay. Number 2, Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford.
Okay.
And number 1, that means Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid.
And again, those ACLs, he's going to be ready. You saw that.
Last year's ranking, also number 1.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to be ready. That's what they're reporting. So I guess that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You talk about dynasties, Whitey. I do think things are going to start getting tougher for the Chiefs. This is that area where other teams is starting to catch up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Other teams got some quarterbacks that are developing. And I'm not even really talking about the Bills and the Ravens at this point. I think some young teams are going to start to give the Chiefs a hard time.
That, by the way, was put together by Matt Verderam.
Get him on the show.
I feel like I got you because the 49ers were out of the top 5, so you thought, but then the Packers
That's even
were
worse.
in the top 5.
Oh, I'd rather just – I don't even think the Packers should be in the top 8. It's ridiculous. They do absolutely nothing.
Thank you, Ramsey. Thanks for being with us. We're back with you tomorrow to wrap things up. And don't go away. Golf to Go is next on Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports